last time on the wilds of Valandiir, the crown collectors, while waiting for their transport to take them from the continent of Valandiir, on mission from the Zephan Empire to investigate a island archipelago to the west called the Morav Islands. And while waiting for that transport to arrive, you've been taking up residence at the Taliesin Monastery, Maven's Pelorian temple. And while exploring, Baranor discovered a sound in distress and has since tracked in his friends into the hole that he found it in, and you all discover some ancient, festering, red, liquidy, tendrily monster. Not sure exactly what kind of a life form this is. I don't think anybody has really taken any time to consider that. All you do know is that it can mimic almost perfectly a humanoid shape. And based on a couple of instances, it seems like perhaps it can read what you're thinking of or who you're thinking of and mimic that image as well. So right now, you stand before this creature like this, at the bottom of this cave. We are in a turn order, so heads up, you are up first on the turn order when we start, which will be momentarily. Hello, Ellie. Glad you can make it.
Hi.
And with Maven and Baranor after So this room, just to kind of jog everyone's memory, is quite unique for you all, I think. Everywhere is covered in these red vine veins that sweat a sticky liquid and snake across the floor and web and branch and slip under the water and come out of the water. You also notice that there are kind of gopher holes carved in the rock, and some of these tendrils disappear down into them. Standing before you in the order that you can see, and I'm just having Koza, he's going to wild shape into a giant ape. Boom. He's going to do that and sacrifice his action on his turn. Standing before you at the base of this large central blob is a humanoid creature, a female woman, and she's got kind of a huge mound of red, gooey faces behind her, and she's sort of slicking along the ground, connected by these red tendrils. First up is I'll just say this, a roving perception check. I don't think it has become hostile to anybody. Correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think it's hurt anybody yet.
I think it might have... Didn't Koza get damage reflected back onto him after he told the Deditor?
Very well, could have been, yeah. If that's the case, you are at the back of the group. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna need an opening dexterity saving throw or strength saving throw, whichever those you prefer. As the ground right now is sticky and slick at the same time, it's very hard to get your footing and keep it. And these tendrils, sorry to say, they sort of snake up your ankle a couple inches like every round. And they're a little graspy.
So Dex is a dirty 20.
Okay. All right.
Question
so
I can't see a map.
I'm so sorry. Oh, you're all on the splash page being very patient. I'm sorry. There you go.
Oh,
there you go. There you go.
Second thought, I prefer the splash page.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I'm in the wrong spot.
I will also, those of you who are crafty and smart, if you would like to sacrifice your bonus action, I'll allow you to sort of think about things you've read about and encountered, and maybe glean some information off of what you might know about this creature. Just maybe it'll give you an edge, or your friends an edge on your.
There he goes.
Yeah, he's gone for me too.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
Oh, he's
What are we
fully
doing?
gone. Okay.
Yes, we
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was on his phone, so.
Yeah.
Hello.
Come on, sorry. So you are up. Do what you will at the back of the room.
I'm just gonna pull out the wand of macabre, and I'm going to kind of just hover off the ground, and I'm going to hold a spell until we kind of determine if this is actually gonna attack us or not.
Okay.
We have attacked it already, just for shits and giggles.
Oh,
sake.
so we're actively fighting this thing. Oh, then
Yeah.
It has not attacked
Gonna
us.
go with
We have attacked it.
Yeah.
And incidentally, when you go to hover off the ground in your cool Dracula cape, these red veins snake up your leg, and they actually stretch up, so you have this 2-foot web of red vines that sort of peel up from the floor and follow you and keep you in place. If you want to float away and get away, you're going to have to make a strength save or an athletics check, maybe. And yes, it definitely doesn't feel friendly. It feels hostile. So you're gonna hold. You're gonna hold an action? Do you want to know? You want to hold something specific?
I'm just gonna launch a firebolt at it.
Okay.
It kind of whatever's trying to encapsulate my feet. I'm just gonna kind of shoot down.
Ooh, you're gonna Iron Man it. All right, go ahead and make your attack.
That's a natural 20 for a plus 10, so 30.
Oh yeah. You easily sever this connection to your feet. In fact, you do a good job of sort of being accurate, and you sort of roof torch these veins off your feet without damaging your beautiful shoes, and you successfully float 2 to 3 feet off the ground. You are no longer hindered by difficult terrain unless something reaches that high. Yep, okay. Alright.
And that'll kind of just end my turn.
Alright, you don't want to move anywhere else, just stay right in the back, eh?
Yep. Stay in the back, kind
Okay.
of floating, just chilling.
So at the end of your turn, just before that connection was severed where it was grasping your foot, you felt a very momentary probe into your mind. I need you to make an intelligence saving throw, and this is going to be a starting DC of 17.
30-20.
All right. Maven, you are about 15 feet away from the main kind of blobby hub. There are tendrils grabbing onto your feet as well. I'm going to need a strength or a dex saving throw, whichever you prefer.
Let's be for real. We know which one I'm choosing. Okay. My computer's doing weird stuff. Okay. Sorry. That'll be a 17. I can't roll above a 6 today, apparently.
Nope. I'm going to say that you do manage to sort of... You don't flip away, because as soon as you step foot on this floor, little tiny, if anybody knows slime mold, these little tiny microscopic tendrils snake across the ground, rushing towards whatever part of you is touching the ground, and immediately begin wrapping around it, a couple inches at a time, nothing crazy. And so you have to struggle to get your feet out of there. So there's no flipping away. So you're able to just sort of utility style, stomp your feet, squish these things, and kind of hop out and get your footing on a rock.
Perfect. Do I need to, if I wanted to, like, hit it, do I need to get up to the main body, or do I think I can just where I am?
Okay, so I probably should have had this ready. A good DM would have. We'll consider this square footage as as the main body of this blob. If you want to, it's just a huge bulbous gelatinous mass. If you want to strike it, we can see what happens, but those are its borders.
Okay.
And then there is this creature who is a large aberration, and she's got her own square of influence.
I'll just move right on up to it. And I'm going to hit it with my staff because I'm a little bit leery of trying to hit it with my hand.
Okay.
18.
18 does hit. I need you to make a strength save right off the bat before damage.
Strength save. 25.
25. Okay. Go ahead and roll your damage.
It'll be 11 points of damage. Oh, and a d4 for fire damage.
Okay. As you
That'll be
stick
4.
your fire stick into this thing's bulbous body, it's kind of like hitting a huge wad of like smushed up gusher candy, and your fire stick just sort of smacks it and just sort of thudly, like it absorbs every bit of the impact because of its sustenance, and you pass it through, and as it starts to, you'd think it would be starting to sizzle from the fire stick's power, it actually puts it out. And you sort of pass it through, and like with a Q-tip, you just sort of like pull a huge dollop of this slime out with it that sort of sloughs off the end of it, and before it dries itself, and your fire stick alights again. But it doesn't seem to have had the impact you'd hope with fire.
Awesome. Excuse me.
So
I can hit it one more time. Might as well try.
okay.
22
22 does hit.
and then 12.
12 points. All right. Yeah. And similarly, just kind of like you're able to get your quarterstaff through it. It's not like it's got armor or anything. It's like a huge exposed, slimy organ of some kind. You're just kind of whipping through it. And you tear a little bit more of it away and slop it on the ground. It's kind of busy work, you feel like, but you're definitely peeling bits of it off.
And what am I able to sacrifice my bonus action for?
Yeah, I mean, you're up close. If you want to kind of like, maybe touch it with the tip of your finger, smell it, take a step back, and kind of, examine it real quick, battle style, triage, information gathering. You just got to sacrifice your bonus action. That's all.
I'll do that.
Okay, yeah, you can go ahead and make a perception check, or an investigation check, or a history check, or an arcana check, if you're proficient in any of those.
I'm proficient in investigation and perception.
Okay.
And history. I'll go with perception.
Okay.
27.
27. All right, you're able to get a few of your main senses around this thing. You kind of look at this slime. You back up. You give yourself some space. It looks like it's sort of shying away from you. It's just been pummeled by you twice, and it's reacting as it can. Those tendrils, incidentally, at your feet, the big, thick, veiny ones, actually sort of close around your ankles. So you're gonna have to deal with that in a second. But as you stand there, away from its main mass, and bring your fire stick up close to your face. You sort of examine this slime. So right now you can tell it's an acrid, sour smell, possibly acidic. You do know that oozes are acidic as well. Oozes, slimes, gels, gelatinous cubes, they're all acidic, so they all have kind of a soury smell. You've encountered a few slimes, I think, you guys, as a group. And this one seems unique. It's got a burnt, sort of like a burnt hair smell to it. And it is definitely, it's semi-sentient, but sort of intelligent. As, it's able to mimic with relative accuracy. And you do know that some oozes, not all, you're not sure where this came, you have no idea where this came from, are sometimes weak to cold damage, and if not, they are also weak against water damage because it can dilute them.
Okay. I'll just yell all that out.
With a 27, you get all that.
Yeah. I'll just yell that out so that everybody knows it.
All right. Baranor with... Yep. So as you are standing in the middle and these things clasp around your ankle, go ahead and make an intelligence saving throw as you feel this probe into your psyche, like silver daggers in all directions inward. Maven, can you hear me?
I can hear you, sorry. I'm having coughing issues.
Oh. Yes, please do not.
I thought we were talking to Baranor, so sorry.
No, my bad. So it's got you around the ankles as we ended your turn. So at the end of your turn, you feel this spike into your mind psychically. So I just need an intelligence saving throw.
Okay. Not awful at that. 18.
Yeah, as you twist your ankle out of the way, just keep in mind, everybody, the entire map is difficult terrain. Let's just have that known, and keep that in mind with your movement. Difficult terrain, and a strength save or dex save on your turn, starting with Baranor. You're pretty close. Luna is also pretty close to you.
Okay, so I start my turn with something?
Yes, you do.
What do I do?
You start your turn with a dex save or a strength save as the gooey vines at your feet make it very difficult to move around.
Okay. $19 for Baranor. And a dirty 20 for Luna.
Perfect. It seems like you guys are sort of in between these large branched kind of slime eels, and you're sort of able to step aside from them, so consider yourself free to move, but it's still just difficult terrain all around.
That won't be a problem for me here shortly. I'm going to, as a bonus action, I'm going to manifest one of my psychic, or my soul knives, and I'm going to chuck it 30 feet up in the air, and you see Baranor disappear from where he's at and reappear 30 feet up in the air where his knife was.
Okay.
And as my action, I will activate my winged boots.
I'm going to give you wings.
Red Bull, it gives you wings.
Red Bull gives you wings.
I don't know if that'll...
Okay, you are flying.
Easy.
You're 30 feet up.
30 feet up. That is my action. That is my bonus action. I I think I'll just stay right there. Luna's going to take the dodge action.
Okay. I need a as you kind of teleported away that lattice, because you did, right? You kind of switched places instantly with your knife.
Yep.
So as you did, you see like this. You look down real quick, and there's this slowly shrinking lattice of like foot-shaped red vines. As these things have begun to wrap around your foot, you kind of get the hell out of there before they could hold you. And you look down, and Luna just sort of like she looks around, and you see her eyes start to glow orange, and that stripe of blue sort of down her back sparks and kind of goes orange itself. And at this moment, as we've discussed, you can add 2d4 fire damage to any of her melee attacks.
Sounds good.
And she's looking around pretty upset.
Upset? Okay.
Yeah, she does not like what she sees. She's like biting at the things at her feet.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's your turn and her turn?
Yes, that is our turn.
All right, up next is Kravish Koza and Iona.
All right, for this turn, I am going to use. Well, first I better make my dex save. Come on, work with Daddy.
I gotta give Dawn a turn.
Bitch.
I'm gonna give. What? Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Okay.
Well, alrighty then. That's actually +1 to that, so it's a 28 dex save.
Okay. So you're in the back. The vines are actually on the floor, quite numerous by you. They've sort of snaked together and webbed and hubbed up. There's a few bulging little nodes of red slime that sort of roil and pulse. That's sort of a couple feet away from you inside your 5-foot space. And as you sort of tiptoe around these snaking things, you find you're able to move. It's just difficult. That's all.
Okay. Somebody's just pointed out, is Daunt up there in the turn order?
Yeah, that's what I'm just sorting out right now.
Okay, Duffy. All right, well, I'm just going to move just a little bit over. And I am going to use my breath weapon.
Okay. Specifically on what? Although it looks like it doesn't matter. You're just going for a general cone, so that's going to hit both entities.
Actually, I can use a 15-foot cone or a 30-foot line.
Uh-huh.
So I think I will just go for the line, just to go right across through the whole beast here.
All right. Are you excluding the smaller creature?
Say again? Oh, is it
Are you
two?
excluding? Yeah,
It's a
it is.
five- it's 30 foot long, 5 foot wide.
Okay.
So I'm gonna hit both.
Go ahead, Cor.
Okie dokie.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. You have to make a DC 16 dex save.
All right, no problem. I'm just going to. There we go. DC what now?
16 dex.
Okay. All right. Believe it or not, this thing is not very dexterous. 7.
All right, so they take full damage. That is 3d10. Why did it do that? Okay. That was not what I picked. I think this thing is having issues.
I think your roll 20 is broken.
I think so too. So I'm just going to have to slum it over here on roll 20 instead of D&D Beyond. And I am just going to have to roll 3d10 for cold damage. There's the dice roller. Uh, 3d10.
There we go.
So 13 points of cold damage.
All right. And you fire this kind of ice beam straight through this young-looking woman. She's very tall, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
She's about as tall as you, Kravish, right now, and she just sort of absorbs this beam. It knocks her back a few feet, and you see this T-1000 hole carved right through her. That it actually goes right through the jelly mound behind her. Kind of like a ballistic gel bullet through it. You see this pathway that starts to close from the inside as the tendrils on the floor start to draw inward of the mound. And you see that damage on the young lady also start to mend as its eyes glow red and it moves straight towards you.
Okay.
And is that the end of your turn?
No, that was my first hack action. So now I still have a little bit more. Now, I'm going to move in another 5 feet, and I'm going to take the attack action to bonk with Anthem's Edge. Theoretically. Actually should be a plus 10 to hit. It is being I know bonk. Why is it still saying dex?
I don't know. Yeah, something's up with your roll 20 where it thinks that you're constantly making dex saves.
Just want to make dex saves, so
I just imagine at this point Kravish is just doing cartwheel backflips the whole time during his turn. There you go.
It's nuts. I don't know what the hell's going on. Okay, so
I'll take that first. You got a natural one.
Yep.
So, in that regard, I'm going to need another strength save from you, Kravish, as in doing your backflips, you finally land on your feet, and you get the thought in your head that it's going to be shooting these pseudopod spikes at you, and you anticipate them with these cartwheels that you move about the map, and then you stick your sword hard in its gooey flesh, and you realize that you didn't anticipate at all its like viscosity, and it's very thick, and it quickly closes around your sword, and now it's kind of stuck.
Lovely.
And it feels like you didn't do any damage to it. You don't see any kind of reaction other than now your sword is stuck.
So a strength save.
Yeah.
Plus 1, 14.
Yeah, even with the mod, it's still not enough, as Anthem's Edge is now embedded, Sword in the Stone style, into this blob-like creature. It feels like there's some sort of vacuumous force inside the wound that's sort of sucking the sword inward, and it's got a hold of it. And as as it stands there, you see this creature start to morph and change into sort of a very generic gelatinous humanoid. that is actually it's large, but it's going to shrink down to medium size and be within your melee range, Kravish. And yeah, it's going to be. It looks like it's going to be Koza's turn. Koza is a giant ape.
I still have a
he's
bonus
gonna.
action.
Oh, yep. Sorry.
For my bonus action, I'm going to make an Arcana check.
All right. Yeah, as you kind of like gaze at this thing, now that you're stuck in it with your sword.
14 for an Arcana check.
So, I mean, you've read a little bit about oozes because you've encountered a few of them yourself. So, in passing, you've sort of like you've had a few minutes at a library that you have access to, or musings from home. You remember that oozes are magical sort of creations. That doesn't mean that they haven't kind of spawned an entire population or race of their own. They have, and this is something you've never encountered before. It definitely feels magically created, or maybe like a magical accident that's gone amok, but you definitely feel like it's not from this plane. It has kind of a vibrationary vibe to it that it seems off. It's almost like you're looking at something that was created by a robot. There's something unnatural about it that feels out of phase with the material plane. And you're not exactly, you have no idea, if not the material plane, from where. You have no idea there. But there's just something off about this creature. It's very malevolent, and it seems reactionary to magical damage. Doesn't seem like immune to it. You kind of notice that Yuno's firebolt, the fiery damage is kind of where the resistance may have come from, not necessarily magical resistance. So that's kind of what you got on a 14.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie.
And that's
yeah. So, as you're kind of standing there holding on to Anthem's Edge, just you kind of give it like one last useless tug as a red vine tendril snakes around the basket hilt across the handle and wraps around your wrist. And you actually feel these little tiny microscopic thorns kind of embed themselves in between your scales, and it rushes up your spine. I need an intelligence saving throw.
13.
13. So as you kind of feel this thing kind of enter your mind, your eyes kind of roll back in the back of your head, and when you kind of open them again, the little red kind of blobby humanoid there that you've stabbed is now standing there with a sword in its chest, and it looks like this now. And I'll make him big just for a second.
Awesome.
He has the spitting image resemblance of your father, wearing a very typical merchant garb with a familiar hat that he's donned that you yourself wore on your outing away from Thesia.
Lovely.
If it will behave with me.
The fact that you had that prepped and ready to roll disturbs me.
Yeah. Get ready, folks.
I want
There we go.
to stab it and have it. I want to know what mine is. I want to know what mine is so bad.
All right. Koza in rare ape form is going to, you know what he's going to do? He sees Iona right now. Your feet are being aggressively wrapped up by these red vines. He's going to do this thing where he can help you and give you advantage on your dex or strength save, because he's going to kind of grasp you around the the waist and a very King Kong to his blonde. I don't remember her name. Blonde counterpart, and just sort of grasp you out of these vines and give you a help action, but not before using his attack to stomp these vines at his feet. And he's going to make 2 attacks. Stomp on the vine at his foot for a 30, and another stomp for a natural 1. So one of them, he stomps it so hard that it squishes under his foot, and there's nothing else to stomp. All right. $54 points of bludgeoning damage from the gorilla. He's going to go ahead and make a intelligence saving throw. This should be fun. He got a 6. So, I believe there was already one here before, but you do see a humanoid rise out of the veins over here, kind of on the other side of the room. That looks very much... these veins, they rise up, they gather, they coalesce, they form a vague humanoid shape until the color starts to shift like a cuttlefish and shifts into the form of Neela holding a broom. She looks worried, she's looking around, she's scared. So, it is Daunt's turn. Real quick, he's gonna make a dex saving throw here. Yeah, no problem. He manages to flip, and he sees that Koza's kind of looking at Iona like he's gonna grab her arm and help her up. So he sees that that's kind of handled. So he is actually going to have never touched the vines at all. As they snake towards him, he's gonna jump up and do a flip and land kind of 5 feet away in an empty space where there is no vines, and he's going to just shoot 3 Eldritch Blasts at, we'll just say the mound. He's going to go for the very tippy top of the mound up here, and we'll see what we got with his 3 E-Blasts. That's not great. That's only a 11. That's even worse. That's a natural 20. He lands one with a natural 20. That's okay, so. All right. So that is going to be a whopping 42 points of force damage as you see him like a shotgun. 2 of these kind of green smoke blasts of energy sort of rocket across the room and just sort of shoot the top of this thing's dome off like a shotgun blast. Blam! And you see it spray against the wall behind it. And he's going to kind of stand there, and you see those tendrils at his feet wrap around his neck, and he just sort of gets hit with a pulse in his mind. He rolls his eyes back for a brief moment, then he snaps his eyes open, and he looks around and he goes, "This thing's trying to get in our heads, fellas. Don't let it in." And with that, it is Iona's turn.
Okay. Okay. That's still 11, even with a health action. So,
Yeah.
can I use my luck point to... I know I've got a luck point that I could reroll, but I'm not sure if that counts for...
Of course. Of course you can.
Okay, right.
I'll let you roll it I'll let you roll it at advantage again.
Alright. Oh, that's... Yeah, okay, I'll take the nat 20.
There we go. 24. Well done.
That's much more like it. Okay, I mean, bonus action. The first thing I'm going to do is the spiritual weapon's already out there, so. $21.
Yeah. No problem. I mean, your spiritual weapon, this sword, just sort of easily slices like a lightsaber through butter, through this stuff that this thing is made out of.
Okay, so that's a 6 force damage.
Okay.
And then I am going to take 1 step forward so that I can get both the fake Kravisha's dad and the main blob in. And I'm going to Spirit Guardians.
All right. So do you know how to set your aura to reflect that on map?
Yeah, I'm doing that now.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to need a wisdom save out of myself. Let's do it. It's got a -2 in wisdom, but it got a 14, so that's a 12. I think there's a way I can make that a little dimmer if you don't mind.
Yeah, I'm looking through the options for making it dimmer.
I think if you go with like this. Nope,
Is
that's
that
kind of the same. Yep, there we go. That's perfect. That's perfect.
Better. I was going through the various shades of grey to get something that.
Yep. Okay.
I don't see any aura being projected.
Okay, I know how to fix that. Give me 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. There you go. Everyone should see it now. Okay. All right. So that was a horrendous failure. So go ahead and roll your spirit guardians. God, what does Iona's Grave Cleric Spirit Guardians look like? Because we've already established that Kravish is very true to form with fairies.
I mean, they look vaguely elven. They're not huge, but they just, nevertheless, there is something just slightly uncanny valley about them. Just in the way of, they're not, you can do angelic or fae if you're not evil aligned, and it's definitely the fae version, not the angelic.
Well, they just chewed up the ground all around you. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
No, I might get an image for them at some point to better illustrate. Yeah.
Yep.
Right on.
The Spirit Guardian Pest Control Service.
That's right. Between I think the 3 of you, I think you got Koza as a cleric. I think he can do Spirit Guardians too. You guys could just sort of orbit up any bad guy and just triple damage it constantly. On that note, does that end your turn? Would you like to move or try to move?
I mean, I've already moved up to get them within range, so now that I've hit it, I guess I can step back again.
Okay.
Just so that it does maybe less likely to try anything, but I think that's that for me.
Right. Yeah, it seems like you're on a spot of the map where the veins are sort of spread out, and you're able to kind of keep your footing, at least for the time being, in this little, 3-foot space of safe traversable terrain.
Yeah, actually, I'm just going to check something before I decide if I'm going to move. No, actually, I'm fine here. I'm fine.
Okay. Well, as you flash pan fried this kind of like puddle of gasoline to a flame, sort of whoosh of vines around you, the veins that were connected to your feet, they recoil, and just before they break connection, they send this panicked jolt of psychic energy through the little pinhole latch-ons that it had with your feet. So I do need an intelligence saving throw from you.
Oh yeah, Iona, having seen what's up with Kravish and with Koza, she's got a bag, but yeah, that's a crit fail. That's horrible, and she knows what's coming, I think.
So, right in front of you, I'm going to say between you and Daunt, one of these gelatinous little humanoids kind of coalesce in the space between you. And it just sort of stands there, and you kind of spin around, and no matter what's going on around you, Koza's behind you, Yuno's to your left. This thing has your attention, and you just kind of stare at it. It has two little bauble of like bubbles inside that kind of look like eyes. You're trying to figure out if that's what they are. And yeah, it's kind of got your attention. That's kind of it. But it's sort of like it's connected by a long tendril on the side of this crater that you made with your spirit guardians. Well, first things first, this thing is going to pulse energy of red light from the middle, radiating outward and reaching the edges with this kind of not dim, sort of bright red light that just sort of whoosh, kind of pulses outward, hits all you in your mind. So let's just have a community intelligence saving throw. This is going to be a DC 18.
Can we just say we're all fucked? Except for you know. Damn.
Nice.
It's going to be
Nice.
a 30 for you.
All right, Likewise, game recognizes game, it seems.
Oh shit. Oops, sorry.
Okay. So both Baranor and Luna are now gelatinous cubes. No, I'm just kidding.
A fitting end.
Yeah, I know. So standing right in front of you, Baranor, is one of these gelatinousy little creatures, as well as
30 feet up.
Luna. What'd you say?
I'm 30 feet up in the air.
So that's fine. It's just gonna appear where all right, we'll say right here where you can see it.
Okay.
And seems to be grasping your. You know what? I'm gonna say with a spectacular failure of your intelligence save, you're compelled to descend to ground level.
All right.
I mean, that's just.
That's
I don't know. Did I get one from Maven? Did you? You're not posting it.
27. I can post it if you
Okay.
want me to.
No, it's. I mean,
27.
it just. I kind of have to go down through the list.
No problem.
Yep. I'm gonna do Koza's intelligence real quick. Ooh, we got a natural 5. Not great. He's got one already over here. He's gonna have another one over here that he can see. Okay. You're good, right? No problem at all.
Each of those little,
I'm sorry, what'd you say, bud?
I was going to say, don't forget about their Iona's Flitty Fairies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They all got to make... It's all got a collective wisdom save. I don't think I got to say that. I'm sure you understand.
Oh, sure.
So that I'm not doing 50 of these. A wisdom save of a 16 goes to 14. So I'm sure that's a fail for Iona.
Yeah, it's not gonna cut it.
Go ahead and roll your damage again. As it starts its turn, because it's everywhere, in your Flitty Fairies.
Oh, sorry,
And-
that's the wrong one. 16.
Nice. Let's see, who else did not do well? Iona already has one. But you're going to get another one. There's going to be one right here. Okay. All of them that are within. Let's move you. Well, now that you're at ground floor, he's going to move in. This one's going to move in. He's going to have already failed his check. Neil is going to stay over here, and everyone who's within 5 feet is going to take an attack of a slam. So that's going to be Koza, Baranor, Luna, Iona, Daunt, and that's it. And since one is right next to Yuno, since he's right in the back there, I'm going to say it attacks him too. So the one against Yuno is only a 16.
Does not hit.
All right. The one that is attacking, let's see if it attacks Daunt or Iona. It's going to attack Daunt. Slam against Daunt. Ooh, yeah, for a 22, that's going to hit. And you see this thing just sort of slap him in the face like a wet fish. The one against Koza's giant ape is going to miss. It's just going to kind of stick in his fur. Baranor, as you descend, this thing also just sort of kind of slaps a pseudopod in your direction. It's going to only get a 16, though.
That misses.
And the one against Luna as well, it's going to kind of like try to give her this really quick like bear hug with both of these slick arm pseudopods. It's only going to get a 15, though. Does that hit?
Misses her too.
What's that?
That misses her.
Okay, yeah, she's good.
She's good.
She's good. As for Maven, you are within 5 feet of it, so you're gonna kind of sit there as you're holding onto your fire stick, readying yourself. And 3 of these pseudopods sort of erupt from the mass next to you, and very quickly you see them harden like a creatine shell and shoot out towards you like a spear.
Great.
And that's going to be a 25 to hit for one. Ooh, a 29 to hit for the other. Oops. And only a 18 on the last spike.
Last one does not hit.
All right. So the first one hits you for 26 points of piercing damage.
Jesus Christ.
Holy shit!
Come on. 23 points of piercing damage, and the last one actually, you kind of grasp it, you kind of hook it under your armpit, and as it pulls back, I'm going to give you the opportunity. What would you like to do? I'll tell you that you imagine that right now you could break it if you pulled hard enough, and you don't know if that would damage it or not, but you've got a hold of it right now. So what would you want to do in that moment?
I mean, I'll try to pull it off, so to see if it break it off, just to see what happens.
Yeah. Do you want to make a strength athletics check? Do you want to make an attack, like you kind of karate chop it in half as you've got it?
Yeah, I'll probably just hit it with my bare hand.
Yeah. Go for it.
Okay, that was crazy. 17, because I rolled another 6.
You break the tip of it off, and it's not a perfectly smooth, like cone-shaped spike. It's kind of like a stalactite that kind of snakes down around, or not down and around. It kind of snakes in a straight line, but it's rough and organic. You kind of karate chop this thing off, and you get a tip of maybe a foot long of this thing that you just kind of have now.
Cool. She'd probably just toss it so she doesn't have to. Isn't holding it.
Okay, yeah. You kind of throw it away, and you kind of get it further than you imagined. It actually kind of ends up somewhere over here on the other side of the map. And that ends this creature's turn. On your turn, I'm going to need a strength or dex save from you, as the floor is still very sticky.
Even though I'm floating above it?
Oh, wait, you're right. Sorry. If you're flying, just please remind me at the start of your turn. My bad. Yeah, no, you're good. You're up. You're looking below you about 2-3 feet, and there's a creature kind of right in front of you. Made of goo and tendrils.
So I'm gonna telekinetically shove it back. Needs to make a
All right.
strength save. Let's see.
That's going to be a dirty 20.
Okay, so it goes nowhere. That's fine. Because what I'm going to do is... I'm just going to shoot a firebolt at it. You know what? Nice and simple.
The one right in front of you. Got it.
There's a 22 to hit.
Okay.
And that's going to be 20 points of damage.
All right. And as its reaction, it's going to sacrifice the whole creature's reaction, and it's going to kind of absorb this firebolt. And as you hit it right in the chest and carve this this kind of tunnel through it, you realize the fire energy kind of goes out right away, and it doesn't look like it had as much of an impact as you would have hoped. And as a reaction, this kind of crater ejects this material that kind of splashes up towards you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Ken, are you there?
Okay.
Did you end your turn? Okay, my bad. So,
You were just talking and then you just stopped.
Oh, my bad. So, as this splashes up towards you, I just need you to make an intelligence saving throw as it once again tries to make a connection. That's going to be a DC 18.
It's going to be a 19.
19. Yep, good enough. You feel it really kind of grab you this time, though, as you snake away from it and pull those tendrils off your face. That kind of, it's weird. It kind of splashed towards you, then solidified like glue, and made this kind of jolt of energy through your mind. But you pushed it away. But in that moment, you felt something connect with it briefly. It wasn't enough for it to sort of glean anything from your mind, but it definitely sort of put the USB cable in place before it could harvest any of your files. But you find yourself sort of still 3 feet away from it, no problem. Maven, you are still within melee range of the mound.
Mm-hmm.
And this close, this thing is kind of, it's like, oh shit, there's something right next to me. It's diverting more matter in your direction, and you see these veins start to overlap over your foot and wrap around your calves. One of them shoots and snakes at your wrist. One of them tries to grab your other wrist, but it misses, and you sort of swat it away. So at this moment, it's going to take a strength save. And you were talking about a pretty high DC now, as these things all have the strength of like a boa constrictor or an anaconda in some cases. So they're grabbing you.
25.
Wow, yeah. I'm going to say that you're kind of locked in place, but you're not hindered as far as your attacks. Your legs are another story. It's going to take some real effort to snap out of that, as you're real close to the hub, and it doesn't like you.
Okay. I'll just whack it a few times with my staff, because she still does not want to touch this thing with her bare hands.
Uh-huh.
So 26 and 16 to hit.
They both hit?
It'd be 13 and 13. Rolled 8 twice. Awesome.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then,
Again, you find yourself swatting away like fanning, carved little gaps in the slime's kind of outer carapace. And as you do, it seems to be reacting. There's like white-red light energy sort of being pumped in the direction of the wounds. And as you strike it, it splashes out at you as well. And you feel it hit your chest and immediately harden. It's kind of an interesting little kind of technicality or mechanical feature where it can like throw its own matter and then harden it quickly in order to reach somebody. And as it does, you try to swat it away.
Okie doke. And then. Yeah. I will probably just do Flurry of Blows. You know what I just hit? I will do Flurry of Blows. If I can hit a button, that would be fabulous. 15.
No button for you.
15 and 18, and I'm spending my 15, 18, 17.
So with Flurry of Blows, I don't think you can make that with a quarterstaff, correct?
You can.
You can.
Yeah, in the new rules you can. You just has to
Okay.
be. Yeah.
Right on.
I think. You know what? I will read it to confirm.
What were your two attacks again? I'm sure you hit it.
15, 18.
Yeah.
So with that's 3.
Okay.
Did all 3 hit?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The last one was you said a 17?
15. 15, 18,
Yeah.
17, yeah.
Yeah, the 15 hits too.
Okay, cool.
It's a big pulsing mass of slime. It doesn't move very quickly. It's rather easy to hit.
10, 14, 6 for a total of 30 damage.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
All right. As you slice at it and it splashes more material on you that hardens into this resin, just before you snap away from it, you feel a pulse of energy into your mind. Just need an intelligence saving throw from you. That's going to be an DC 18. Or excuse me. No, DC. I think we've gone around the horn once, haven't we? So
yeah.
That's no. It started with DC 18.
15.
Would you get 15? All right. So, at your feet, you see this tendril-like material, sort of like a double helix, but not quite symmetrical, of red vines that slowly undulate into a solid mass until it snaps out a pair of arms from a headless torso, and you kind of feel the hairs on the back of your neck stand up as you can already see a rather familiar shape stand before you. Let's see. As I get it. And yeah, it's not surprising to you at all. A shape that starts to form color like that of a mollusk, and snaps across a purplish skin, white hair creature. Looks very much like Laura Xena, standing right in front of you and strikes a pose.
Right.
I will say though, in doing this effort, you watch as more of that energy pulses in from the edges towards this growing creature that resembles your old friend. Light starts to leave the edges of these veins, and they start to grow pale. And so for the time being, you notice that this creature starts to become somewhat withered at the edges. It's still quite strong and bulbous and such in the center third of the screen. But yeah, it definitely is taking damage. It's filling in gaps, but that's requiring energy and materials. And it is currently Baranor's turn.
First things first, I'm going to Hunter's Mark this one.
All right.
And then I'm going to stab it with a soul knife.
Nice.
Does a 15 hit?
It does. Surprisingly.
Another d6. So that's 11 points of psychic damage.
Uh-huh. And as your soul knife sort of splits through it, you feel a connection with this creature mentally. And it's why you're able to do this psychic damage that you feel like maybe, I don't know, maybe it did more damage than you intended. But sacrificing damage for that connection, you feel a withdraw, like a syringe taking blood from your brain of information until this creature begins to solidify further from this amorphous humanoid shape. And you see before you a tall, white-haired humanoid clad in armor holding a giant weapon that looks very similar to your old friend Axton Woodman Bloom.
Okay. Luna is going to attack this one over here.
All right.
She's going to bite attack it. For a 26. Jeez.
Yeah, she grabs a whole mouthful of it.
He is pissed.
Yeah, she's not having it.
So it does 9 piercing and 6 fire.
All right. You feel the fire. You wish it would have done more. You imagine it's almost like striking a wet log with like a roofing torch. Doesn't really do the damage you expect it to, but the bite certainly does. And yeah, 26 definitely hits. She grabs so much of it. I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw from Luna because it's going right down her throat, and this stuff is weird and slime, and it tastes sour, so it kind of tastes like puke.
Probably not great. 6.
Yeah, no, sorry. Luna's prone, and she takes 1 point of puke damage
Okay.
as she evacuates her bowels. I'm going to say from both ends. Sorry, guys. For 9 piercing. But hey, it all counts, right?
Yeah.
It all spends.
Yep. Bro, okay. I think that's all that we can really do at this point.
Yeah. I'm also going to say that she kind of attacked it so quick, it didn't have time to really grab hold of her and do anything. She kind of bit it, puked, and kind of backed up a little bit.
Okay.
So if that
makes you gonna save now, or
yes, I need an intelligence save from Baranor. Actually, no, you're not actually touching any of this stuff. You're not touching it. So in the moment, even though you failed your save as it darted up towards you, you were able to swat it away and get away from it. So at the moment, you're kind of immune from that check.
okay. Oh, that's my turn.
Okay. Yeah, Kravish.
All right.
Yep, I'm just going to need a wisdom save from you right off the bat. 12. Okay, so at the moment, Kravish, your mind is like alight with danger. It seems this creature is maybe a little more than you bargained for, just kind of schlepping through the woods. And in the moment, you flash to your family, and immediately your thoughts go to your father, and now here he stands. For a moment, it's tough for you to not be glad to see him, because it looks just like you remember him the day you left, where he put that hat on your head and wished you luck. And for a moment, you kind of want to reach out and just embrace him, but you don't. You're able to fight that much off. However, you are within touching distance of this creature, as it stands a little shorter than you.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna I'm really confused. I'm actually going to use my bonus action for Draconic Flight, and I'm going to take off.
Okay. I just need a strength save as you're currently standing on it. Let's see if you can get away.
11.
All right, so it's got a hold of your ankles, but I'm going to say, like you kind of pull this cone of webbing of red vines up with you. So you're going to definitely get 5 feet in the air, but these things have a hold of you. You're just going to have to deal with that at some point.
And then for my action, I am going to cast on myself Protection from Evil and Good.
Okay.
So, there.
Cool. Alright, so I am definitely going to have disadvantage for any melee attacks against you. Nobody's been charmed or frightened. That's not the effect this thing has.
Right.
Okay, alright. So good to know.
And that's it. That's all I can do this round.
Right. Do you want to pull Anthem's Edge out of the blob? Because it's currently embedded in your... I'm going to even say you kind of had to let go of it for a second to do your spell.
No, that whole thing kind of skeeved me out a little bit.
Uh-huh. All right, so Anthem's Edge is actually...
I'm not reaching toward that thing.
Okay, Anthem's Edge is going to be swallowed. You watch, and I'm going to say, Baranor, you can see this too, although you're kind of looking over at Axton. You watch Anthem's Edge just kind of get slipped into the bowels of this thing, and it's kind of like Turkish Delight. It's not clear throughout. It's very opaque. So it kind of disappears in a matter of seconds into this big bulb of massy tendrils and slime. And at that, you are... Let's see here. Yeah, you're right up next to it, so it's going to also be kind of bumped up against your legs. Unless, no, you took off. You're in the air enough that these tendrils don't have a strong enough connection to grab hold of your mind. Koza is next. He is just going to make a big old strength save to get out of these things. And he's going to succeed with a 22. And he is going to grab hold of this creature with his big monkey fist. And as he does, it solidifies and turns into the spitting image of Atgeir. You see him grasping your old dwarven friend, those of you who knew him. And actually got him about 10 feet in the air, this dwarven character. And he's got a little buckler shield in one hand and a knife in the other. And he's just kind of looking down and he's like, let go of me. Come on, Koza, it's me. You remember? And he is going to fight he's going to do rather well. He's going to pass his intelligence check. And so he's going to just squeeze Atgeir. You all watch, kind of a younger version of him than you remember when he left. He's wearing his original kind of thieves' clothes. And you just see Koza just sort of tighten his grip around Atgeir. And he goes, and you start to see red jelly sort of leak between Koza's fingers. And, he's going to fail his strength save horribly. And Koza's going to do quite a bit of damage as an unarmed strike for a monkey.
Physical thriller.
He only does 9 points, but like I said, you see it on the battlefield. It slimes its way down his fingers and he kind of puts it down, and there's a handprint of the gorilla in his like red flesh until it starts to balloon out, and he stands there, kind of looking at him like, damn. Daunt is next. He is going to shift as far away as he can, using a smoky retreat, and he's going to end up over here, away from everybody. And he's going to actually attack the one that is next to Iona. He's going to shoot 3 E-blasts at him. That's going to be a 24 for one, a 29 for the other, and, oh man, a 27. All of them hit. All of them hit. I think I only get one of those. Okay. So this one right here, Iona, that Daunt just vaporized. It's there as it's getting pelted by these 3 green smoke comets. It turns to you, and you see just as it sort of kind of gets blasted apart, the last bit of it still remaining before it gets floated down to the ground and slops into a red pile. It forms the visage of, and you're not surprised at all, Levin.
Yeah,
But-
it was never going to be anyone else.
Yeah, but before it had a chance to really grab hold of you in any way, it gets blasted to pieces. And Daunt just kind of like, Daunt looks like he's pointing finger gun in your direction. He just sort of blows the tip of his finger off. Don't worry, I got you, love. And that's going to be his turn. Iona, you are now only within, you're still within 5 feet of another creature, but you don't have 2 in front of you. What do you do?
Okay, I mean, Spirit Guardians are still up, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them currently in the thing, so wisdom save from them.
Okay. That's going to be a 9 and, oops, and very low, a 2.
Okay. So that's, oh, it's only an 8, but okay, it's still an 8. So that's automatic, and for my bonus action I'm going to slash at it again, of course.
And
For
I'm
14.
going to make this guy big. 14 does hit.
Oh, 14 does hit.
It does hit. There's what
That's
Axton
six.
looks like. All right, yeah, you kind of yeah. Oh,
Okay.
hold on. This is in my way. Okay, yeah, your spiritual weapon, it doesn't do a lot of damage, but that sword cleaves straight through it like it's cutting jello. It doesn't give any resistance at all. And you definitely swipe some material away that sort of stains the wall and dries up instantly. It smells very sour and steamy in here, by the way. You guys are really like tearing it apart, spilling it all over the place.
Okay, and now for my action, I have a question, which is, we've changed maps since last session, so how big is the cave compared to what I can see?
The edges of the map are kind of where the walls start. I know the last map was huge. I repurposed it from a previous map. I didn't have this quite ready yet. I didn't know you guys were going to get all the way there. So yeah, it's this map is lore accurate. So it's about 70 feet until the walls start to pitch upward and become where you have to climb.
Okay, and how tall is the cave? Like, how high up does it go?
It goes up. It goes up probably an additional 80, 90 feet. Very high, but it starts to taper and narrow into only you have to crawl through to get to the surface where you guys came from.
Okay, well in that case, because, I mean, we've got a party member who's a gorilla, but he's still only sort of like, maybe 10, 15 foot tall. I don't actually know how big the gorilla is, but I'm going off of, like, squares. And Barinor did come down, and Yuno's floating, but I don't think very high, so I think I can risk, if the height is sort of 80, 90.
Krabish is in the air too.
Okay, actually,
Not
how
by
high is
much, 5
Krabish?
feet, but I'm only
How high
5
is
feet up.
Okay, 5 feet, yeah, in that case it's fine, because that means that if I enter a sunburst directly above this, at the very highest point of the cave, it will only hit this. And because it's an ooze, it makes its con save at disadvantage.
Okay. The first one's a natural 1,
Okay.
and the second one's a natural 3. I'm going to take the 1 though.
Okay. Yeah.
It's about to get all sunbursty up in here.
Yeah, so Iona does again that sort of finger gun, little point of light right at the top of the cave, and then it just grows and grows and engulfs the top of this thing for 46 radiant damage.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Yeah, you bring down a column of bright energy that I'm gonna say, in contrast to your grave cleric magic, your dreary, sad sack Debbie Downer Talona magic, this radiant sunburst downward has a distinct feeling of religious neutrality and finding a new path for yourself kind of energy to it. There's a little hint of kind of sand on the wind, but nothing pushy. And as this thing just arcs down, you actually can see it burn down as if someone put one of those red hot iron balls on a block of ice. You see this sun energy melt straight through the top down into the middle. You see it sizzling in the column of space, this kind of oily, this disgusting byproduct of this thing being melted away. And you see it instantly kind of, as the column of light sort of puts itself out, you see it rush inward and it burps out this huge, vaguely humanoid shape right out of the top of it in response. Blam! And it seems like it's reacting to this very quick, harsh threat in a similar way.
Okay, yeah, it's also technically blinded, but as a news, I don't think that really matters.
Nope.
Yeah.
It has blind sight.
Yeah. So it's worth it to have it disadvantage on its con save. That was a nice one to find within the details of the spell. But I am not going to move. I'm happy where I am.
Okie dokie. As you kind of sizzle all of the vines around you, they desperately strike up at your ankles, constantly getting swatted away by your fairies. So I'm going to have this thing make a wisdom save to see if it can get through your flitty fairies, your spirit guardians, to where you have to make intelligence save or not. Ooh, that's a natural 1. This is a brand new dice, by the way. I've been rolling natural 1s all day on this stupid dice.
Ooh.
This is a brand new dice. Brand new, folks.
Also, I've actually pulled together a bit like how Iona's spirit guardians look. So I'm putting that in a bit like that. So yeah, I guess I don't have to make my intelligence save then, which is nice.
No? Cool.
That's
These are
my
cool.
fun.
These are really cool. I like this a lot. They're like little white wraiths. That's neat.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. And they managed to swat these vines away. And you are good to go. But that is the end of your turn. I need everybody to make another company intelligence save as these creatures start to move in. This one is going to... Actually, everybody's kind of got one near them. Yeah, everyone's got one near them. So give me an intelligence save, and this DC is a DC 20. As they're moving in.
Fucking shit.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Natty 1.
All right. You are going to watch Laura Zena, and all of a sudden, you're not surprised that she's here. This thing probed your mind. You've been thinking about her recently. It's no surprise to you that this, you don't even know if this thing is sentient. It just knows how to manipulate its prey, obviously by using shapeshifting. So it kind of is no surprise to you that she's here, and that doesn't stop your brain from being like, wow, that's how I imagine she looks. I really miss her. This kind of sucks. And in that moment, this thing steps forward, does a perfect 2-step kata stance, pushes into your chest with her palm, and you are stunned.
Right. So excited.
And I mean stunned. You are stunned monk style. She's done this to you before. You know what this feels like. Just as you kind of briefly semi-lose consciousness.
Oh,
so that's gonna be on you.
Great.
Got a 20. You made it. Baranor and Luna, not so much. All right, Luna, I'm afraid, is going to suffer the following fate. You see this vaguely humanoid blobby creature take up her space, and you see it turn into a giant cocoon and cover her with red slime. Axton is going to look down at you. Baranor, he's always been a little taller than you, although you kind of hunch. You're a bit of a huncher, especially when you're moving through the forest. He's taller than you. He puts his the end of his halberd on in the ground and sort of holds it like a soldier. And he says, Baranor, come on. You got to come with me. And he holds out his hand.
My save, I guess I'm taking it.
All right, consider yourself grappled.
Yeah.
I need to roll an intel save for... Ooh, Koza is rolling really high when he's not here. Isn't that like the opposite of what's supposed to happen? He is doing well with his intelligence saves. Kravish, unfortunately, your father, he looks like... He's looking at you as proudly as you always hoped he would. You're starting to come out of it, though. You're starting to realize this isn't true. However, you're just curious. What would happen if I take his hat? Can I keep it? Because you've lost that hat. You have since lost that hat, unfortunately.
All right. Well,
yeah.
Is it my turn? It is my turn now, isn't it?
No, that was the monster's turn.
Okay.
And it's going to end its turn with slimy traversal. So this thing is going to move through the tendrils and rise up behind, we're going to say Kravish, and just kind of stand there and take 2 slam attacks. A natural 1 again. Okay, I'm not kidding. I really should have taken pictures. That was 3 natural 1s in a row from that dice. Its second slam attack is not better. A natural 4. Wow. Lucky boy, Kravish.
Swinging a miss. Yep.
This thing kind of slops itself towards you, and you're able to kind of sashay in one direction and in the other and kind of dodge it. And that would be Yuno's turn.
Isn't it going to take damage from the Spirit Guardians?
Yes, it is.
Oh, sure. Sure. That's a 7 for its wisdom save. So whenever this thing ends, if any of them are within your... I would say forever, because it's always going to be in your space.
For me being grappled by Axton, am I over by Axton? Because he's over here now on mine.
No, he's not. He's right here.
Okay. On mine, he's showing up over here.
I don't know. I want to reset.
I'm in the right place.
Yeah,
Alright.
just reload.
That'll
Reload!
Yeah. Okay. Just checking.
Alright. Nope, you're free to move. You're in the air.
I'm actually just gonna kind of stay where I'm at, and I'm going to huck a fireball right into the middle of this guy.
Hell yeah. There's already kind of a column of quickly filling in space in the middle. It kind of looks like a giant like an anthill with a big kind of hole going right through the middle of it. That's slowly starting to close and fill in with material.
It's got to make a dex save DC 18.
Oh yeah, that's definitely going to be great. Okay, so it got a 14, but it's got a -2 to dex, so that's a 12.
Alright, so it's going to take full damage, and that is going to be...
Kind of right here, right? Right in the dead center?
38.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to blow
38
it into little
fire.
pieces.
Yeah, you definitely kind of blast it apart, but you notice that none of those little chunks actually catch fire. It's not as cinematic as you'd expect it to be, but it does definitely cause a huge section of the top of this to get blasted off.
And that'll end my turn.
All right. As you are also floating, you are free from having to make an intelligence save. Maven, you, however, did not do great on your intelligence save, I don't think, if I'm looking back at these. Yeah.
I did not. I rolled a natural 1.
Okay.
And it's
So, Laura Xena is going to reach out for your hand as well. And I mean, you know where you are. You know what you're here to do. You know you kind of know what's going on, but how is she here? What is she doing here? And can I take her quarterstaff from her and keep it for myself if she disappears on me?
Didn't you say I was stunned?
Oh yes, I did. You are stunned. That's what you're looking
thinking
at.
While I'm stunned.
Oh yeah, definitely. But at the end of your turn, you get to make a con save.
Thank fucking God. That'll be 27.
Yeah, you shake it off, and that illusion of Laura Xena being realer than you would think in the situation, reality and logic kick in again, and to you, she just looks like a poor imitation.
Beat her up.
Yeah.
One cannot copy the real thing.
It's weird to hear her voice. It sounds like it sounded in your head, but it's not enough to sway your kind of reason.
I don't like this shit.
And that's my whole turn.
Okay. Baranor.
Okay, so I'm grappled by Axton.
Yeah, he's kind of got his hand on your shoulder and not
Right.
letting go.
Okay, do I have to make some intelligence check or something like that to shake this off, or...?
Not at the moment.
Okay, so I'm just
Not at the moment.
accepting the fact that he's holding me.
Yeah. I think grapple just means you can't move.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't have disadvantage on anything.
Well, I have an enemy within 5 feet of me, so that's not technically true. Weirdly, I have Axton still Hunter's marked.
Cool.
But I'm going to then...
You are technically still able to fly.
Right, but I can't move.
You could try to bust loose, with a strength check or a saving throw or whatever.
I failed my intelligence save. I don't realize that this Axton is not an enemy, right?
No, you're not charmed or anything like that. It's just he looks very authentic, and it's messing with your reason. But you do know that him holding you is not okay. You can try to get away if you want. It's just he's got you. That's all it is. He has you.
Okay, I'll try and break free then.
Yeah, sure. Athletics.
Athletics.
Yeah, he's got a hold of you. You're gonna have to fight his strength, and you remember him being quite burly.
Yeah. 24.
24 is going to be enough. You're going to be able to snap loose from his grasp.
Okay, and I'm going
no problem.
to move over here.
Okay.
I'll raise up maybe 5 feet off the ground. Well,
so as you go ahead,
just enough off the ground that I'm not touching the tendrils and stuff on the ground.
Okay.
And
you actually move away from Axton's melee range, and as you do, he's going to swat at you with his halberd, but as he does, in mid-swing, his form is going to change, and his white hair is going to slick brown. He's going to have kind of dark circles around the eyes, and a hat spawns on his head, and in place of his armor is going to be a long leather coat, and instead of holding a halberd, you see it shrink down to his hand, and he holds a small cylindrical metal object. And it turns into what you remember to be a wrangler.
Joy. Alright, well, I'm ignoring him.
Yep.
I'm attacking the ooze that is covering Luna.
Okay.
And I'm going to hit it with a soul knife.
Hit it with a soul knife.
That's a 26.
Definitely hits. The big, giant, oozy thingy.
8 psychic damage.
Yeah. It is enough to slice it open. It's not really humanoid-shaped anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So it's encasing her, and you can see her fur sizzling. She doesn't seem unconscious, but she just seems like dazed, like stunned for a moment. Like she's not able to move. But you're able to slice it open, and that's kind of all you can do with it. But you do have access to Luna.
Okay. I'm going to hit her with a healing word.
Okay.
And that is 4 plus 3. Okay, so she regains 11 points of healing.
All right.
Which brings her to 39. All right. And since she can't do anything, that'll be my turn.
Okay. Kribish, you're also,
she's at
if I remember, kind of not really thinking too clearly.
No.
But you are in the air.
And I'm still in full control of my faculties. So
Yes, you are. You know what's going on. It's just you'd rather, you know what you'd rather do? You'd rather not look at this thing that looks like your father.
Right.
I'll say that's what's in your head for sure.
Okay. So I am going to, in the words of our dear friend Yuno, I am going to Misty Step the fuck out of here. let's see. What does that do for me? 30 feet. So that means I am going to...
That phrase is trademarked, just so you know. So you're gonna owe some cash. But...
Okay, I'll be here. If we survive this, I'll hear from your lawyers.
Hey, the estate has excellent attorneys. The Cerulean House has some real sharks working for him.
Yeah. And I'm now I'm about 15 feet in the air now. And I am going to use my action. Oh, wait a minute. I can't cast a spell as an action and as a bonus action, can I?
No. Well,
If-
I think it's like if you... Yeah, Ken, you'll probably know this too. If you use a cantrip as your... Like if it's you can cast this spell as a bonus action, I think you then have to use a cantrip as your action.
Yeah,
I think that's how that works. Yeah.
All right, then. Well, then I will then use Vicious Mockery on the image of my father. You're a pale imitation of my father in death as you are in life.
Is that a wisdom save on my part?
Yes, it is.
All right. Yeah, the image of your father is going to get a 7 with a -2, so that's a 5.
Yep.
And go ahead and roll that damage, unless you have, and I just don't see it.
That is 3d6 psychic.
Okay. All right.
So 12 points of psychic damage.
So as you connect psychically with this conduit of this ooze creature, this very unique, strangely intelligent, not sure if it's just complicated, instinct, or if it has an agenda that it's trying to get done. You kind of grasp psychically with it across the ethereal plane and connect with it, and your snarky remarks is enough to kind of send a bolt of energy down to the image of your father, and it impacts on his head, and as it does, it peels his skin away to reveal green skin, to reveal it grows in height, its ears sharpen to points. The scales on its head turn into a bald head, its eyes glow red, and huge lower tusks extrude from its bottom lip. The image of Gorg takes its place. As he raises a double-barreled shotgun in your direction, it has a huge double axe on his back.
This is just a hit parade of fun, isn't it?
And he's
All
going
right.
to actually use his reaction. He hasn't used his reaction in a while. To slither closer to where you are, even though you're on the ground, it's going to move across the map. Yep, it's the greatest hits, folks. Greatest hits. Let's have some fun. That ends your turn, correct, Kravish?
I still have movement.
Yes, you have full fly speed.
So I am going to kind of arc around a little bit more over this way. So that way, well, not that close to her, but so at least Maven can get flanking damage.
Are you going to get within 5 feet of this Laura Xena character?
No, I am not. I am like 10 feet away. More this
Okay.
way.
You'd have to get close for her to get flanking.
Okay, yeah, because I ain't touching it. I'm trying not to touch a damn one of these idiots.
You can get next to it without touching it. Technically.
Well, I mean, I'm in the air, so maybe. Well, I probably
Right.
can't get flanking anyway because I'm at like 15 feet in the air. So there you go.
Okie dokie. Koza is going to grasp the Atgear clone again. So I'll do a strength save against his. Yeah, the ooze got a 10. He's going to grasp it again and squeeze it, the ever-living daylights out of it. And you all see this, those of you who would remember him, I'm sure Baranor, maybe Maven, yes, Maven, and everybody, I think everybody except, really, Iona, would remember Atgear. Some of you only briefly. But this image of him struggling and screaming, and the red ooze, that's the same color as what's in the middle of the room, just spilling out from between the gorilla's chubby knuckles until finally his fist closes, and you see Atgear's head just kind of loll to the right in an unnatural way. It stops moving, and the gorilla just sort of raises his hand and slams it down into the ground. It splashes and scatters into little tiny bits which turn to ash and sort of smoke away. And you see the gorilla just kind of scream, roar down at the ground, and the little ashy veins all over the place kind of shiver a little. Daunt. What does Daunt do? You know what? He sees Kravish. Kravish has 3 enemies within 20 feet of him, so he's going to move over here a little bit between these two, Kravish and this guy, and he's going to shoot. You know what? He's going to shoot a blast at the mound, at Gorg and this tall slime monster. So that's going to be one attack. That's going to be a 28. This attack is going to be a dirty 20, and with an 11, it's going to be a 22. So they all hit.
Pew, pew, pew.
All right. I don't think any of them are destroyed. The mound certainly isn't, but it definitely took a chunk out of this guy and brought him down to a medium size. And as it does it, you all watch this thing turn. Let me turn him around and face Daunt, and you watch it get replaced by what some of you would remember as his Olivia persona. Except this version of it looks different. It looks very clean and more innocent than he was when he was in this form. Those of you who don't know Daunt as well as the others wouldn't make much sense of it, but he actually drops to his knees and his mouth slacks open and he looks very kind of shocked. And he composes himself, but this one hit him hard. That's going to end his turn. It is Iona's go.
Okay, right. Spirit Guardian's damage first, because we've still got, I think, like 5 of them in there.
Okay. Oh, that's going to be a 9, so...
Okay, so that's 14.
Okay. So this guy right here, he actually kind of fizzles out. He gets chewed apart by your spirit guardians. So the one right next to Yuno that looked like it was trying to change into a shape just failed and flitted away into ash.
Okay.
The one that is currently encapsulating Luna, I'm going to say with 14, isn't enough to destroy it, but you definitely desiccate it and turn it into like fruit roll-up, dried up red kind of resin that becomes very brittle, and you see that Baranor is now able to kind of snap it and push it away and get her out a little easier.
Okay, right. Bonus action, I am, of course, using spiritual weapon for 20. So, I think that was it. And that's going to be 6 again. A lot of 6s for spiritual weapon, right? And then I am going to move just 15, which is as much as I can manage with my difficult terrain, to here. So that way everything within 30 feet, which is actually all of them, but the effect will vary depending on hit points. And I am going to do Divine Word. So,
Okay. I think Baranor is up in the air, so I don't know if you'd hit him.
No, it's choice. With Divine Word, it's choice. So allies won't.
Okay.
So it's basically enemies within 30 feet, which is going to be all of these.
Okay.
And for some of the higher hit point effects, it won't be as...
Alright, what kind of save is that?
Or actually, just to see if I know what... How rough do these look? These are actually... They're pretty fresh, actually, aren't they?
This one's never been touched. Yeah, they all look real good.
Okay, in that case, I probably won't do that yet. I may just stay here, and instead I'm going to target the Neela one with a... I think I may guiding bolt it, actually. For 14.
A 14 does hit the Neela clone.
Okay. So it's 11 radiant damage on the Neela clone.
So as you shoot this radiant bolt at the Neela clone, the cohesiveness of the tendrils that bind it together to form these shapes begins to unravel like a rope that you smack with a sharp knife, and the strands unwind and the color starts to drain, and it turns once again into a slimy, tendril-made slime monster.
Okay. And I think that'll be my turn. I think I'm staying where I am for now.
Okay. This creature in the middle draws significant energy from the edges of the room, and in doing so, it actually doesn't sap just life energy or whatever. It looks like it's sapping moisture from the edges, and where it's been wounded, these cuts and abrasions start to dry and split, and the room changes one more time. The creature is moving sluggishly. Parts of its carapace are dried and cracked as your impacts and your slices are leaving lasting wounds and impressions that its gelatinous ability is now failing to rush in and correct and repair in time. However, as it does the effort it brings out, it spits out another humanoid shape out of the top. And as it does it, it's going to... Yeah, he's going to snap over to Daunt. Daunt's really messing up the field, so he's going to move over to Daunt. He's going to take 4 slam attacks against the Changeling. First one is only going to be a 17, which is not going to hit Daunt. The second one is going to hit. His third slam is a natural 1. As he's flailing, and the next one's a natural 6. That one doesn't hit. So only one of these attacks actually hits Daunt. Okay, I'll try to see if I get what? Try to see if I get a 1?
Yeah,
or miss?
Roll, yeah.
That one's higher. That's a 17.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Yeah, what
So
I mean,
I'll
this thing
confer
is like
advantage
it's,
upon myself for my next attack.
okay. Good to know. This thing's flailing wildly, and Daunt, he's kind of got his rapier out, and he's kind of dodging all of them except for that last one, just kind of smacks into the side of his head, and just you see him just sort of wipes that sizzling acidic slime all over his face, and he instantly regrets it being able to touch him. So that's going to be 8 points of bludgeoning damage. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Starting down the list, the one that looks like Lorenzina is going to look at you. Kribish, how high are you?
About 15 feet.
Okay. You watch the color drain out of Maven's face as the Lorenzina that's standing next to her reaches out and grasps her around the shoulders, and you see Lorenzina change, and you now see what is causing Maven to change to go pale so quickly. Lorenzina changes to that of Lady Kethra.
Oh no! Okay, now I really like it was a joke earlier when it was like Maven rolled for fucking PTSD episode.
So I think
She stands before you, and she's just going to make two. I mean, she's got green fire, kind of moving from finger to finger in her right hand, and she's going to swat at you. And she's got these long, kind of goth, pointy fingernails. She's going to make two kind of unarmed slashing strikes at you, Maven. The first one's going to be an 18. The second one's going to be a 22.
Second hits, first misses.
The second one hits you. It's going to slash at you for 8 points.
Awesome. Love.
Of slashing damage. Let's see here. The one that looks like a Wrangler is actually going to raise his gun at Baranor and take a shot. You get pelted by a shotgun blast that's going to have 3 pellets in it. The first one's going to only be a 16. The third one's going to be a much higher. That's going to be a 23. And that one's going to be a 28.
The last two hit.
All right. The last two hit you. And you see these little bullets as they kind of smash into your body. They rip through your arm, they rip through your leg, and you see that they're actually little tiny nuggets of red ooze.
He slimed me.
Yep. But it only does 7 points of piercing damage. And let's see, this Gorg fella here is going to round where he is. He can see Kribish, and Kribish, he's going to shoot at you with both barrels of that double-barreled shotgun.
Cool. Remember, they're at disadvantage.
Yeah, this one's going to be the first one's definitely going to miss, but let's see if it's a crit one. It is not. The second shot is a natural 19 for an unnatural 30. The other one is a natural 2. So both of his shots miss you. Let's turn him around. You know why? Because he's facing the wrong way. That is going to be the extent of my attacks. As you kind of regale the field, we're at the top of the turn order. Why don't we go ahead and take a break right there? It's 3:58. We'll call it 4 o'clock. You get to go first as we return, so make it cool. And let's see, as this thing is being kind of chopped away, this weird creature in this cave, as you guys are sort of dealing with it. Let's wrap that up.
Roll through memory lane.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks when something can paw through your memories and try to use it against you. Very manipulative behavior, if you ask me. This ooze is definitely a toxic presence. So I believe Noah is here. He will be hopping on after the break, which is cool. He can take care of Koza now. And yeah, we'll see you guys at 4:15 Eastern Standard. All right?
Aye.
All right. Hello.
Hello.
I was just yelling at Noah.
We know.
He is here. He is here. He is ready to go. And I smartly got his mini ready beforehand over the break. So, if we're all here. We just lost. Oh, no, we didn't. No, we didn't. Yuno's here. He's just muted, but it is Yuno's turn. You are in the bottom of the map still, so what you doing?
Joe, you also weren't muted that whole time.
I know.
Okay, just to make sure. I tried to.
The figment of your imagination.
I tried to be like, hey, we can hear you, but.
Nope, I got some soup.
Yuno has had enough of this asshole's fucking whole vibe. So let's see. Oh yeah, Yuno's going to disintegrate him.
All right. I will tell you that in your intelligence, I will tell you that it has this entire battle seemed quite robust. And you're not exactly sure if it's down to like a quarter of what it would have. It's getting there, but you know what I mean as far as the mechanics of that spell. I'm gonna let it ride anyway. So you said that's a dex save. It has a terrible dex, but it just get a natural 20. So
everything on my computer opening at the same time.
Because our internet just exploded. Yeah, there we go. I'm connected there. I'm connected there.
Yeah,
sorry, folks. We had a momentary technical difficulty.
See what happens when Koza gets there.
Right. Yeah, it's all Koza's fault. How to start a complex in someone? Okay. Yeah, so this dome of slime gets penetrated hard by your disintegrate spell. All bores straight through it like a rail gun, just kind of and leaves wherever that beam hits. It just tunnels this brown kind of casing around the tube that it makes. And yeah, it's very weird and instills bad thoughts, and that's that. Is that the end of your turn?
That'll do it.
Okay. Maven, the human guise of who you came to know as Shekis, the Wretched Wind, leader of the Black Wing. This imitation pales in comparison to the one that did you harm. So you're actually going to auto pass your intelligence save as you're kind of able to look at this for what it is.
Thank God.
What do you do?
Well, I'm gonna want to okay, so she's going to start doing unarmed strikes, specifically because she's angry at the fact that it's pulling this specifically out of her head.
Yeah. You gotta do this shit.
Hey! Get away from there! Get it!
That's my traumatic memory, not yours.
No, she's. I think she's.
I'm yelling at the dog.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing? Knock it off. It works, but come here.
Same general principle.
Yeah. Gabby will.
Okay.
Oh, I have advantage, right?
You do?
27.
Oh yeah.
And 16.
Yeah, 16 definitely hits.
Okay, 14 points of damage and 10, so that'll be 24.
Bam, bam.
I'm gonna take 3 more unarmed strikes. 16. Lots of 5s again. 16. 30. And 29.
Damn.
So.
Yeah, and you guys, by the way, she was holding on to your shoulders when she attacked you. She got real
Great.
close.
She's just kneeing the fuck out of her.
Yeah, you guys are nuts to nuts, and she is just housing each of these unarmed strikes, and you're finding as you're swatting her away with your, kung fu or karate motion. I don't know what kind of ninja you prefer. And as you do, you slice away pieces of it and of her face. And for instance, you smash the side of her right side, and out pops this huge forward sweeping horn that kind of sticks out, and the whole left side of her face is now covered in these black scales that were underneath the skin that sort of ripped like a latex glove. And she just kind of regards you and gives a little snarl as her eyes glow green.
Oh, hell no.
Absolutely not. So it'd be 12, 14, and 8 damage. So that it would be 34 plus 24 would be 58 points of damage for that round.
Boom! Yeah. You see the floor underneath Kethra, just sort of like shooting little beads of light through the quickly shriveling veins, feeding her like its life energy, trying to keep it coherent enough to continue the fight.
Yeah. And then I'm just gonna stay there, and that'll be my turn.
All right. Baranor, I'm sorry. I feel like, oh no, Koza's actually, never mind, sorry. I was going to give Koza a turn since he hasn't played yet, but it's because he's not in there yet. He's up in a couple turns, so don't mind me. Sorry. Baranor, you're next.
Okay. What's the state of the ooze that was surrounding Luna?
It's desiccated. It's still got her in like a half grapple. I'm not going to make her roll to get out of it, but she's prone, and she's groggy, as this thing was like inducing her with some kind of like gas pumped into that pod. It's almost like as soon as this thing hugged her, it sort of like changed its shape to for a specific purpose, and it knocked her out. And her fur is kind of sizzling, but that's all over because you guys have attacked it and slit it open and dried it out.
Okay, but she's still grappled by it.
She just has to stand up. Use half her movement. That's it.
Okay. Is she able to act or?
Yep. She's coherent. She's just a little groggy.
All right. She's going to attack it then.
It's not an animate object anymore.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay.
This
All right.
seems to be.
Okay, it's just still there, so I'm just making sure. So she's gonna stand up, and that's gonna be pretty much all I'm gonna have her do. Baranor's gonna turn around to face the Wrangler.
Okay.
And he's going to summon a soul knife to his hand and chuck it at the Wrangler.
Okay.
But it's going to go wide over the Wrangler's right shoulder, and then Baranor is going to catch it behind the Wrangler as he teleports behind him and bring the soul knife around to stab him in the back.
Yes.
Damn.
I love that. I love that for you.
For a natural 20.
Whoa, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Damn.
I'm
going to say... Go ahead.
Okay, 12 on that one, plus the hunter's mark. So, 16 points of psychic damage all total.
All right. So, as your mind is like in sync, it's almost like your connection to your powers is similar, in frequency to how this thing connects with you guys to sort of read your thoughts and come up with ideas on how to fight you. And you're able to navigate that a little bit. And you're able to teleport directly behind it, which these things don't really have eyes. They just look like they do. So it's got blind sight all around it, and even you're still able to get around its perception. And you bring the tip of that thing directly on its head. And do a whole 4 points. Actually, you do 8. You don't add anything to that?
16.
Okay.
4 was the hunter's mark.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, I see. I'm sorry. 16. So, as you bring this soul knife down, right into the back of its neck, it like moved at the last second. You got it kind of in the inner neck shoulder area, not quite down on top of its head. And it spins around and you look, and it looks like the Wrangler that you stole the gun from in Cobb. This was obviously very deliberate. And he's going to use the monster's reaction. And he is going to, now that you're up close with a dagger in his flesh, you see him T1000. What's that?
Dagger disappears.
Okay. But you're next to him.
Yes.
He's going to turn around like a liquid metal and shift to where now he's facing you without having to actually turn around.
Gotcha.
He's going to wrap it. He's going to wrap his arms around you. And Koza in your gorilla form, Luna, Iona, and you know, because you're close enough, see this Wrangler's body turn to red ooze and get completely covered by hundreds of foot-long sharp spines that slip into Baranor's flesh. Baranor, I need you to make a strength save to see if you can get like a foot away before taking the damage of all of these sharp spines as this creature just becomes a pincushion.
18.
18 is going to be enough, so you take half of this. And as you kind of get away, you take 4 points of piercing damage. And really kind of make out with that one as you kind of flip away and you get out of the way. And this thing is now... he's kind of like tottering towards where you're at. He had to use his full movement and stretch up to you because you're in the air.
Yeah. Well, I was up.
Yeah. Or no, you're no longer in the air. Yeah, so that's what he did. So he kind of backs up and he loses his Wrangler shape.
I'm behind.
Sorry, that's what that's what I meant to say. So he lost his shape, but he is in your space. Haha.
Okay.
Yep.
But I'm not grappled. I'm just.
You are not grappled. You're not grappled because he lost too much of his mass making spikes, so he can't really grab you with anything right now.
Okay. That's my turn.
All right. Krabish, you are next.
All right. Well, I'm looking at, I see the Shek is going like, oh, hell to the no. So I will draw my dagger, I will come down, and I will make a melee attack on this image of Kethra.
Okay.
And since I'm flanking, I get advantage, correct?
That is correct. Get her. Oh, yeah.
Nat 20.
Nice.
For a 28.
Yep.
Great.
And I'm also pumping a 4th level Divine Smite into that.
Oh, yeah.
4th level.
Hell
Yep.
yeah.
So, for the dagger's damage, that is...
Cozy, you're next.
Okay.
Finally.
So that will be 12 piercing And 4th level Divine Smite.
Quick question. How long have I been an ape?
For like 4 turns.
Okay.
And 32 points of radiant damage.
All right. Pravish, knowing what you endured from her personally, as well as the many unpleasant visions that you had, I feel it's apropos in asking, how do you want to do this?
Hell yeah.
So I'll come, as I'm coming right behind her, with all the righteous fury of the Platinum Dragon with me, my dagger comes around the shoulder and stabs her clean into the heart. It's like, yeah, it doesn't feel so good, does it? They twist the knife as the final blast comes in through her.
And you hear a faint echo, "Please, my love, please, my love, please, my love." And she just explodes into red jelly that sort of just not really blows apart, but just sort of disintegrates and dismantles and flops to the ground in various chunks that liquefy and scatter to the ground. Until before you see now only your paramour Maven on the other side of your little combat square.
I just look at her and it's like, never again. But now I will turn towards Grog.
You mean Gorg?
Yeah, him. I'll pivot and start coming towards him going, drop my sword.
And as you kind of like look at him, spins around, you can see that he has your Anthem's Edge. When he formed out of the gelatin, there was things floating in it. One of them happened to be the sword, and he morphed it onto his hip, and he just looks down at it, and then he looks up at you and he sneers. His eyes almost squint closed as he zeroes in on you. He raises his weapon once more and he says, "Come on over here and get it."
So I'll take the full 15 feet of movement and I will make my second attack.
All right.
$17.
Now, you were right here. Are you ground level at this moment? Because you were slaying the Kethra?
That's 15 feet. I probably wouldn't be that far then because I probably had to drop 10 feet in order to make that attack. So
I won't call that movement. I mean, you just fell out of the sky. It's fine. I'm just saying it sounds like you're probably moving out of this guy's melee, so I would definitely get an opportunity
was I
at it.
Was I in melee range for him?
Well, it seemed like you were up here to get Kethra, and that's it. And once you dropped, he was within melee. It's all right. Just give me a second. He only gets 1. He usually has 4. He only gets 1. All right, that was a 19.
Just misses.
Yep. As you skate away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll put you in range with him. It's fine.
Okay. So that was a 17. I don't think I already used my bonus action with that.
Not for nothing, wherever you guys are, that the ground is like dried and brown, that's no longer difficult terrain because it's not sticky anymore. The veins don't really exist there. Most of the ground is like safe terrain again, except for like right up close to the mass.
4 points of piercing damage.
4 points of piercing damage. Yep. He takes it. This is with what? Your dagger?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get him right in the heart, and he just kind of leans into it, and your dagger goes in about another inch, and he just sneers at you.
That ends my turn.
Okay. Koza, you are next. I think he might have just gone. I think he just got up. Yep. That's okay.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Okay. Well, I am a giant ape. I'm going to go around squishing these little guys that are next to me. So I have a... Oh, go away. 40-foot walking speed, so I can definitely make it to these guys. It's not letting me move my mini, so I just want to go to
because that's not actually you. If you were where you want to go up to this guy,
yeah,
okay,
and
that's
just
not
smush
actually
him.
you. Yeah,
I've got
do your giant ape
two
thing.
fist attacks. So this is +5, I believe, +9.
Careful who you're smashing.
So that's a 27 to hit.
That hits, and we'll get to you, Baranor.
Does a 17 hit?
It does.
Okay, good.
And it's good that
So
it
this
did
is-
because you're able to sort of pound down on sort of the slimier nodes around Baranor, but there is currently one of these things enveloping Baranor, so you're kind of punching down on top of him. If you had missed, you would have rolled damage and hit it on Baranor as well. But you didn't.
Okay, so it's +6 to both of these. So that's
I'm gonna say
29.
I'm going to say you hit it so hard that it disintegrated around Baranor, and now Baranor is free but prone.
okay.
And it's like right here.
Let's see, how far did I move? Because I'm a large creature, so. Can I make it to this one? Yes, I can. I'd like to move on to this one.
Okay.
And I think that's both of my attacks, so that ends my turn.
Okay. Did you want to drop Wild Shape? Because you can do that for free.
Not yet.
Okay. Well, then I shouldn't have changed your mini. It's okay. Daunt is going to do... you know what? He's not going to do 3 Eldritch Blasts. He's going to actually cast Arms of Hadar right here. And it's going to do damage, and it's also going to keep this guy in one place. Let me get... I guess I don't need anything really but this. Right there. It's going to need to make a... Oh yeah, it's going to fail that. It's going to take full damage. And you see these tall like green and like pale sickly yellow tentacles kind of come out of the ground and just sort of like slap around and grasp the large tentacle monster. He's gonna cast it higher, 2nd level, so I'm gonna pump a little bit into it. It's still only 3d6. Bleh. It's not bad. 11 points of necrotic, which seems to have an adverse reaction. Yeah, it's doing way more damage than you've seen with necrotic damage against creatures before. It like shrivels and dries up almost immediately, and I'm going to reduce it in size. This is not supposed to be up here. This is supposed to be... I'll get it later. So that's Daunt's turn. He's not going to move. Iona, you are next.
Okay, so Spirit Guardian's on the ones that I'm currently on.
There we go. Okay, that is this guy right here.
Yeah, these two
Yeah.
both gonna get it.
That is no longer a bad guy. I'm just going to take it off the field. It's a husk. It's no longer an animate object. This guy, however, yes. Wisdom is going to be very bad. That's a 7.
Okay. Right. So that's me, the full 14. And then... how are each of these looking in terms of how they're doing?
Everything has taken some damage. I don't think Gorg looks too bad. He just took a little bit with Krabisha's kind of epic little cinematic stabbing with his dagger, but he looks okay. Everything else looks pretty shredded.
Okay, well, in the name of everything looking shredded and also everything being within 30 feet of if I move about here, I'm going to take a chance that they're at low enough hit points for this to do what I need it to do. And also, having moved up these, the main one and this little one here will also get the Spirit Guardians on them.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know if you're re-rolling for the big one.
I make 1 for the whole lot of them, and they all failed.
Okay, yeah, so that's another 14, unless you'd like me to re-roll the damage.
Yes,
Which I can do.
that's fine.
Yep. So was that fine to me re-rolling or fine to me?
No, you can re-roll, that's fine. A new roll for each of these attacks is good.
Yeah. Okay, that's 18, so re-rolling worked out for me.
Good.
This one and the little one.
Right.
And then...
I'm going to say the one around Baranor has already taken so much that your energy just kind of it flies it against the walls and strips it and makes it into little beef jerky pieces, and it hits the floor dead.
Okay. And then, in the hope that this is going to mess up enough of the little ones that it'll make them easier to pick off or just destroy them entirely, I'm going to Divine Word because it can just hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It can get all of them if they're within 30 feet.
Alright.
There's a different effect depending on hit points. It only is going to really matter if there are 30 or fewer or 20 or fewer.
So the whole lot of them are all tied to the same hit point count,
Alright.
and it is not 30 or below.
Okay, so would it then just not work?
Yeah, you've been fighting it now for a little while. You're kind of picking up on how it works, and it seems like, in every essence of the word, it's just a big super organism.
Okay, so because it's all one, so I'm guessing if I picked up on that, then I probably won't Divine Word it, because I'd know that it's basically one thing.
Yeah, because you know how Divine works.
Yeah. Okay, in that case, I'm just going to... Okay, well I've moved up here. So it's 5 feet of movement. I'm going to stay where I am, but I'm going to cast... Given how necrotic when Dawn did his thing, I'm going to cast Blight on the main one.
Okay. Alright, is that a roll on my part?
Yeah, it's a con save.
You said a con save?
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be a 23.
Okay, well it's still half damage, so that's going to be 18 necrotic.
Yeah. Huge.
And then I'm going to finish it off with spiritual weapon again on the main one. For 25. Which is 7.
Alright. So you just like shock this thing with necrotic energy, and you can feel the life essence within it, like flinch and recoil in horrible pain as you're not just sapping its life energy, you're reducing its mass as well as each of these attacks cuts away living tissue that sloughs off and turns to ash and liquid and slime. And as you kind of feel this psychic connection that it had with all of you start to reverberate and slip away, you kind of like come down with this spirit, you just hit it with blight, you hit it with spiritual weapon, and it just kind of like sticks hard in the side of its creatine-like carapace that begins to flake at the sight of your wound, your attack, and radiate outwards. And as all of its energy starts to feed inward from the edges of where it was still kind of alive, everything starts to shrivel and shrink towards, and there is one little glimmer of gooey red energy still somewhere deep within. How do you want to do this?
Oh, how do I want to do this?
Yeah.
Iona is just sort of fixated on it. She's picked up on what hurts this, and she's just going for what hurts. So given that I did light and then spiritual weapon, I think Iona is, she's reached, she's targeted it with light, she's hit it and withered it, and then the spiritual weapon, centers on that pulsing red point that's what's left after blight just hit it, and it drives down right into it. And just get in there, and it is pretty gross. It's it's a combination of withered brown and the red goo, which is pulsing weaker and weaker as the fight has come on.
Indeed. As you all stand here in this cave, this creature withers to ash. This creature changes from Gorg to the withered remains of these tendril blobby creatures. Turns to ash, all of them turn to ash and flit to the ground, including this one. And coming down the stairs, or not the stairs, coming down the pathway you guys carved down here to get to this place, you see two characters that, honestly, if I had added them in, it probably would have overcrowded the game. So now they arrive to see you all victorious over this entity. You see Shard, and you see Tash. Well, damn, girl, leave some for the rest of us. Shit.
She's gonna look at Tash. She's still completely pale, and then pukes on the ground.
Shard just sort of toddles over to you and puts a hand on your shoulder. Well, I must say, we heard there was commotion on the mountainside. We've been hearing reports of strange noises, but we never expected this. Your detective skills on finding threats are unparalleled, Firebug. And
she's gonna point at Baranor.
Yeah, I'm like,
And as you shit, and then point at Baranor.
Yeah, if there's anything we got a black belt in, it's finding something to kick our ass.
Yeah.
So this is a 70 by 70 lair. You now have full access to. There is kind of like viscera, dried up viscera, like beef jerky, dusty brown, snaking all over the room. There's a large hulking mass in the center that is not moving or giving off any psychic or intellectual energy at all. But there are little drips and drabs of things in here.
I would like to find a place where it's the least smelling like acid and stand there.
It'd be, most of the room doesn't smell like that anymore. It smells like burnt, plastic and campfire wood, but not a pleasant campfire wood. Just like it's got an acrid kind of smoky smell to it now. But pretty much the corners of the room, they were probably pretty earthy in their smells.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
yeah. Do you give off the energy to Tash that you would like to be alone, or is she free to give you a shoulder rub real quick or something?
Probably very much. I don't want to talk.
Yeah. She's going to kind of just give your shoulder a side punch and get with Shard, and Shard also just kind of puts a shoulder on a hand on your shoulder as you toddle away. The arms of Hadar have since dropped, so I can get rid of those. How long does Spirit Guardians last? Like a minute, right?
I think so. Yeah, that'll drop. Or
Yeah, that will have dropped.
it might be longer.
Luna seems to be... let's just have a perception check from everybody. How long does it last?
It lasts 10 minutes actually, but I think
Okay.
Iona will probably let it drop just because she wouldn't have specified Shard and Tash as being allies because they weren't there when when the fight started, so they'd potentially get damaged by it. So she'll
Right.
let it drop.
Right. Okay.
So what did you ask for?
Going to check on Lucas.
Yeah, let's have a perception check from everybody. As what's in here, what is this place, what was this thing, all sort of piqued to your mind as any fuzziness that you guys had in your brains where you were confused all melts away in an instant as this thing's life force is extinguished, and you're able to kind of see things for what they really are. No problem. There's no more visages of your past. Everything is kind of back the way it was. You're just in a big nasty room. So let's start with the low rollers. Iona, it didn't really get into your head, these images of these people that you may have known. In fact, you were able to sort of stave off most of the emotional damage by keeping those clones away and helping others, which made you feel pretty good. And it did kind of it kind of concerned you when you saw some of your friends getting really, really hit and taken some on the chin. So you don't really notice much about the room. You're actually just kind of paying attention to how everybody else is doing.
Yeah, that seems about right, to be honest.
Yeah.
Do I have time to do things, or are we going down what different people notice?
We're going to do that first. We're going to give everybody a chance to glean off this perception check. Koza, you are a giant ape. You're not looking at much, except you're trying to look at the veins and making sure it's all dead.
Yeah, I think once I realize it is, I'm gonna drop my wild shape.
Okie dokie. Bloop. Alright. Can you move that around?
Yes. Yes, I can.
Alright. So you are now you. Let's see. We're gonna get out of turn order here. Out of initiative, or are we? You aren't really paying attention to anything going on in the room as far as loot because you are fixated on the huge mass at the center of the room because you can feel a rhythmic kind of very, very faint rhythmic kind of vibration going on at the center of that thing. Let's see. Everybody else, Baranor, Maven, Kravish, you guys all case the joint, and I'm going to say it's going to take some effort. Sorry?
Baranor's focus is on Luna.
Your focus is on Luna? She's okay.
Yeah.
She's a little groggy, but she's all right. She sort of shakes it loose.
How's her
And
fur?
she's okay. She's still pissed. So it is what it is.
So still flaming, kind of.
Yep. Hot to the touch. It's like touching a 350 degree oven. It doesn't melt the skin off your bones, but it doesn't feel good.
Okay.
In fact, she's kind of like shaking it off and then pacing a little.
Yeah.
As she stares at the middle of the room.
Okay.
Flaming hot.
Yeah, and Kravish, your focus is kind of on Maven, but she definitely has that. I'm going over here to be alone now. And I'll also say to you that the room is got a little bit of treasure in it. It's just going to take you some effort to get to it because everything's kind of covered with like desiccated beef jerky.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Desiccated beef jerky.
That's a better description than you had in Chekus's lair. Ugh.
Well, that was when I was a younger DM.
Smells like leathery burnt bacon.
Oh God.
Okay, so yeah, if we're going there, you can tell right away this is not organic material, and you don't want to eat it.
Can I eat the science?
No, you cannot. We're not going over this again. We're not eating the science. Unless that science is culinary science.
How many times did you lick the spider?
I like the spider every time.
Thank you.
With Gale at the party specifically, so he'll yell at me. Okay?
Yeah.
I have problems.
All right, so let's go down the Discord list. What is Baranor and Luna doing in this, 5 minutes of like kind of dusting yourselves off and checking your gear and maybe administering healing? I'll allow a short rest if you wish, even though you don't got to spend a full hour down here.
Sure. He's just kind of walking around the place, like checking for stuff, but also just kind of keeping an eye on Luna, just like kind of, giving her something to take her mind off of the anger she's facing. So,
okay,
kind of redirect her focus a bit, if I can.
Are you proficient in animal handling?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm a Beastmaster Ranger, of course I'm.
Well, good. So you kind of like take off your glove, your gauntlet, and you sort of soak the pain of touching her when she's like this. So you're going to take 2 points of fire damage.
Yeah.
But you kind of like rest a hand on the top of her fur and right next to her barding, and kind of give her side a pat. And she just sort of like stands for a moment, and then she looks like she kind of shakes herself a bit, and she kind of like walks up to the mass and just kind of like scratches it a little bit with her big paw, and then she just kind of walks away from it, and those flames in her eyes secede to kind of the blue pearls that they usually are, and that stripe goes blue down her back. She's still warm to the touch, but she kind of sidles up next to you, and you look at her kind of like nose at the ring on your finger.
Okay. I like to secure the area a little bit more before we let the pups out, but they'll be out.
Kravish, what are you and we'll have Maven go right after you. What are you two up to? We'll go with Kravish first.
Okay. I'm going to direct Iona to see if she can help out Maven first off, because she took the most. I think she took the most damage during this combat.
Probably.
So, and I'll be coming up to her and just kind of assessing. It's like, are you okay?
I'll be okay. She's gonna put her head right on his chest and just take deep breaths.
Yeah, and I'm kind of leaning over her as well, and we're just kind of holding each other, kind of anchoring each other.
Reality. It's crazy.
And from behind your shoulder, you hear Daunt. Reality. Yeah, it is crazy. Doesn't always work out the way you want. Sometimes it works out. You make a little coin. You move up in the world. Sometimes, and he's going to shift his shape into the kind of trodden down version of Olivia that he took when you guys went to Rathburn. He wanted to kind of look like he was slumming it. And he's going to kind of like walk, and her tattered dress drags in the mud in here. Sometimes you have to do that you have to do. And sometimes that lingers. Reality really can be a bitch, can it?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to kind of make his skin darker and harder to see. Not in a pigment way, but just sort of like a color tone way. And he's going to shift his way until he's nearer to Iona. And he's just going to kind of hang around this area. And I'll just say he's going to have a roving help action with Iona and whatever she's doing. Yeah, so Maven, anything you're up to besides just kind of chilling out?
I'm just gonna try to relax until we start actually actively looking around and find the loot.
Okay. So Tasha is going to take that opportunity to come over here and talk and kind of chit chat and talk to you and ask you like, how was it? Was it tough? Was it did you get to use any special moves and things like that? And then she starts asking like, how did Daunt look? Did he look like he could handle himself? And you see her kind of side-eyeing towards him next to Iona, and kind of her gaze kind of moving up and down, and she's like, I can't get a beat on him. He's a tough cookie to crack.
I don't really know him very well either, but he seems pretty capable.
And she just kind of clicks her tongue, and she's just like, capable. That's what I like to hear. And she's going to swing her hips away and walk towards them in that direction. Leaving you and Kravish. Iona? Yeah, you've got kind of people all around you. What are you getting down to at the bottom of this cave?
I mean, first of all, I am going to... Kravish said that Maven needed attention, so that's something that I'm going to do. But first, just because Dawn is right there, I would have probably, with my passive perception, picked up on the way he reacted to, the construct that looked like... I know it wasn't a construct, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, the clone.
The clone that looked like Olivia, and now he's taken this form of a more downtrodden bone. So Iona's just going to sort of give it the, look him up and down and say, someone you knew?
And he's gonna like reflex, like almost like someone who's like daydreaming. You kind of get their attention. That's what happens to his form. It's almost like he didn't even realize he was doing it, because he shifts back into his Dawn form with dark skin, dark ponytail, and he just kind of like looks at you and he's like, "Oh, well, yeah, you could say that. It was well, it was a girl who got me out of a difficult situation. She helped me find myself, if that makes sense for a changeling. She was special. She was..." And his voice kind of cuts off and trails off, and he just kind of paws down. You look at him, and he kicks loose what looks like a silver buckle. It's attached to what looks like an old kind of pelvis bone. It doesn't even have a leather belt on it anymore. Pulls it free and he goes, "Hey, little bit of loot here. Anybody else want to look?" And he kind of looks at it, he kind of breathes on it and rubs it on his clothes. He's like, "Hey, it's pretty good."
Okay, I'm just going to sort of nod because he's not telling the whole story, and I understand why he may not. He's got a past. And then I'm just going to, again, because Kirby Maven could do with it, I'm going to walk up here to see how hurt Maven is. How hurt is Maven?
I'm pretty okay.
You took like 50 points of damage.
I have a lot of hit points. I rolled really well a couple times. Last time I rolled a
Yeah,
one.
but
She also has like the.
you're
tough-
cut up.
I do. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
pretty. Yeah.
So you're just shooing everything away.
I'm fine. I've been worse.
I'm getting better.
How much does Iona believe that Maven's been worse?
You should. She absolutely has.
I mean, she probably
all
has.
vouch for that.
How much does
Yeah.
Iona believe that actually couldn't do with some healing right now?
Yeah, roll insight. Roll insight, and Maven, you can either fail it or you can roll a conflicting. Let's see, persuasion.
Persuasion. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. 10.
Wow.
I am not
A 13.
persuasive.
All right, so okay, I'll say this: Maven's hard to read. Period. She's difficult to read. She is, by all intents and purposes, an oak tree. That being said, she's also hyperventilating right now a little bit, or it's like she just was. And you just watched pretty much everybody's like nemesis or someone that they knew. This thing had a hold of your guys' psyche. It was able to pull out vulnerable, manipulative people out of your lives and show them. You briefly saw 11. You were just able to sort of push that away for some reason this time. And but it was trying to get a hold of you too. So you get the feeling that she has definitely been through some stuff, and this thing brought up some stuff. Not terribly, cripplingly depressive, where you guys are, holding your heart, you can't walk. I'll say that right now, everybody's wisdom, is able to give them that. You're able to kind of breathe through it. It's sort of like waking up from a bad dream. It was traumatic, but it was fake. It wasn't real. And you're able to kind of come out of that and sort of shake that off.
Alright, see, wait, I
It's
still have
something-
advantage on my wisdom, so it's a
Yeah.
24.
Yeah, there you go. And, everybody's able to kind of sort of come to and focus on, what you want to do next. And, it's just a sigh of relief that all of that is over.
Okay,
Maybe
so,
put in a Zoom call to your therapist, and I think everybody will probably be okay.
Shit.
Iona doesn't have a therapist.
I've got mine on
Yeah.
speed dial.
He doesn't. Okay, so I think was that an 11? from Maven's persuasion to a 24 insight. I think Iona may just cast heal on Maven, given that she's taken nearly 50 damage.
You
And
hear
then
that,
we are
Maven? She's
having a-
casting a spell on you.
Normally hates
You've
that,
seen
but
her
she's
cast
not.
this before. It's
Yeah.
the first thing you ever saw her cast.
Yeah.
It's 70.
70. Okay.
You,
Good. I'm all.
if not to full health, then pretty well.
All right.
She'll look over and smile and nod.
Shard's gonna kind of mosey over too. He's not really gonna say much, but he's always been kind of the stoic. He's gonna make sure you're okay and continue his sort of like looking around, and he's gonna let you know real quick. He's just gonna real quick fill you in that they came down shortly after you left. They were told by some of the uppers to give you guys a hand if the crown collectors are racing off. It's got to be something weird. Check it out, report back, and they find you guys had already dealt with it. Mostly because Joe did not want 2 more NPCs to control, and you guys kind of had this. So, Koza, what is Koza doing? And you also get to decide on something to do in this room. Koza, what are you up to?
I don't know. I feel like once I drop my wild shape, I'd see what, if anything, was dropped when these things fell.
The bad guys, no, nothing. They didn't actually hold anything, with the exception of Kravish. You're able to easily withdraw Anthem's Edge from an ash pile on the floor.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool.
Yep. Pull that out there, wipe the blade off. And she'll get back.
Okay. Yeah, Koza, is there anything you want to look for, or are you good to kind of like...
Yeah, not really.
head up?
I think I just kind of joined the group and...
How about you? You know what you're doing.
Joe, you could have trailed off there. You good?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
I said, what are you doing?
I'm gonna try to go towards like what I feel is like the pulse of this kind of like entity. Kind of just investigate, make sure that nothing's gonna kind of pop up on us.
Yeah, you can roll investigation as you kind of like advance on this central bulbous husk.
Maybe 35.
Okay. So it's not moving on the surface at all. There's no movement whatsoever. You can just kind of feel this pulsing vibration like through the tendrils on the floor. And as you get closer, and really it's very, very, very faint. It's almost indiscernible. It's just something that's kind of annoying from far away. You get closer, you can feel it. And as you kind of get right up on it, you can feel that whatever's generating this kind of, and it's not like a rhythmic pulse. It's kind of organic and offset. It's somewhere in the middle of this big, and this husk, look, it's got to be 20 feet wide. It's huge. There's something in the middle of this, deep down. You can feel like there's probably layers and layers of like paper thin, ashy material that are left over from this creature's body. And whatever it is, it's giving off a magical aura, and it's down there someplace.
I'm gonna try to use Mage Hand to see if I can locate it.
Okay. Mage Hand, I think you're probably fine. Because you can do 5 pounds at a time, right? Of moving things around.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. So it's going to take you some time. You all watch as Yuno kind of conjures this spectral hand and slowly kind of slices away huge gougings of this paper ashy material until the whole thing just kind of starts to collapse, and pretty soon you're just kind of shoveling like organic matter or inorganic matter away, like dried leaves in a pile. You're just kind of sloughing it away until you get to the center and you feel something kind of hard, and you get close and it's weird. It feels like resin, like hardened plastic. And you finally get to it, and there's some kind of a shell, almost like a peach pit, at the center of this husk, and it's about the size, it's about 2 feet wide, you know.
I'm gonna take it.
Okay. All right. How wide does the bag of holding get? Because at its narrowest, because it does kind of look like a peach pit. It's like a plastic seed. Somewhere in the center of this creature, it kind of
diameter?
crystallized. Okay, there you go. You can fit this in there if there isn't already a whole bunch of shit in there, which I'm totally sure there's not. But it fits.
That'll be it for Yuno for at least now.
Okay. Does anybody else want to go through anything on the floor? Because you're going to watch Daunt kind of trail behind the group over here, but looking at the ground, he's going to take his... he's got a little dagger that he's going to sift through the veins and cut things away. Looks like he finds what looks like some kind of a wrist chain.
Yeah,
And he kind of...
Yeah, we'll just keep. Yeah, after the moment is over,
Yeah.
Damon's
we
definitely
all
gonna
settle
start
our breathing and
looking
such.
everything.
Will
All
those
right, let's
goggles
have...
help me out?
What's that?
Will the goggles help me out? I know it's not a legitimate tracking, but will it help me just kind of sift through the debris, find things?
Well, I'll tell you this. As you put them on, you look around and see footprints everywhere.
Okay.
Everywhere. And they look like in various stages of age. But no, this is not going to aid you in finding treasure.
Okie dokie.
Yep. But if I just get a roll, investigation roll at advantage, as you are all kind of at the same task, we'll throw the room. Nice.
At 20 for a 24.
Yeah. Looking to make it worth it. Kravish locks in on your surroundings. All right.
Dirty 20 as well.
Dirty 20. Nice. That'll do. I'll take it. Okay. So, in short, you find a few, not a lot, a few pieces of jewelry. You definitely find bones down here. They're all kinds of humanoids. You also see animal bones. It's tough to tell really by skeleton because most of the bones are just kind of strewn about and scattered. So you're just really looking at skulls and a few fauna, forest-dwelling creatures, but quite a few humanoids, and they seem like in various stages of the skeletons falling apart because you don't see any flesh. There's no rotten bodies down here. So there's probably like maybe 6 or 7 bodies down here that you're able to paw through, and you find a few pieces of jewelry. Daunt found a buckle. He found a chain. He's willing to donate them to the party take. Kravish, you find just a full-on diamond necklace. And it definitely looks it's pristine despite being in dust. And sometimes that means good things. So you're gonna find what looks like a small chest. It's about the size of like a wallet, but it looks like a little chest. It doesn't look like a wooden chest. It's like a little metal box. It has a small lock on it. It's closed. It's itself rather dusty, but as you shake it, you can feel. It feels like something is in there, and it feels a little heavy, and it might even be two things in there. Like the weight kind of shifts. The lid does not open. It looks like it's locked. And Iona, since Maven seems okay and everybody else seems to be kind of going back to normal, you're going to paw around at the ground just out of curiosity, and you find a small pouch that instantly falls apart in your hand. And inside of it are 12 platinum pieces.
Okay, that's nice. And I think once I've got that pouch, Iona is going to turn her attention to the bones themselves and sort of just lay them out in a way that's maybe a bit more organized and more respectful. If there's a skeleton that's clearly an individual, then she'll lay that out as an individual, but if there's sort of a couple tangled together, she'll sort of lay the skulls out in sort of an ordered fashion and then lay the bones out in an ordered fashion, but without, she's putting some effort into this, but she's not going crazy about if there's bones tangled together trying to figure out which is which. She's just laying it out.
Who had the box? Oh, sorry.
Tash is watching you do this, and she's kind of got her eyebrows kind of raised a little, and she looks over and sees Maven watching all of this too, and Tash just kind of looks at you and then looks back at Iona and has a little moment.
Yeah. Yip. I find anything?
Yeah, you find what looks like a perfectly clean copper dagger. It's rather small. It's not a typical dagger shape. It's a punch dagger.
Okay.
It doesn't have a leather handle. It actually looks like it's missing a handle. It's kind of got like a skinnier tang, but it's all made of like a coppery material. You've handled enough copper in your day. You have a copper crown.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what copper feels like. This doesn't feel like copper. This is way lighter than copper. The luster is slightly different. The color is slightly different, but it looks like copper.
Okie doke.
And if you kind of hold it in your hand, a blade slips between your middle and ring finger and kind of splays out into a spade shape that's kind of real pointy at the tip.
Love. She just smiles.
Yeah, you hold it. It's not the most comfortable to hold right now. And like I said, it definitely looks like it's missing a handle material. But, yeah. It's neat. And it's now yours. And let's see. The party as a whole finds a collective additional 390 gold pieces in both gold and silver and a little copper. 3 rings worth 15 gold total. No other weapons. But what you do find in your searching are holes in the ground, holes in the wall. It seems like now, for some reason, all the moisture in this room has been sucked out and dried, so you can see the bottom of the pool. Yep, that's a punch dagger. Yep, all the moisture in this room has been sapped out and you can now see that there are holes littering the floor. You actually can't believe you didn't step in any, but these vines did sort of lattice across everything. And you can see that brown web-like material left over from this creature snaking down those holes. Some of them are quite wide. One of them's like 1.5 feet wide. You know, you're pretty sure, you know, a couple of you could make it down it. But the rest of the room is pretty empty. That's kind of it. Nothing organic has survived the perhaps hundreds of years that this creature has been down here.
And the monks never noticed it. Okay.
Well,
Oh, what?
to that effect, you guys are like 3 or 4 hours down the mountain. And to bring you back to your first encounter with it, you, I believe, were like running through the woods.
I don't know where you
had, and you well, somebody was running through the woods, and
it was me, but I wasn't. You were like controlling me going out there, so
It was and it wasn't you.
yeah.
It was and it wasn't you. But you heard screaming in the woods. It alerted your attention. The party followed. Here we are. But you see these holes perforating this cave. They don't look natural. Look like maybe they could be carved through chemical means. Maybe that's how this thing kind of spread itself out. We lost Steph. She is off to work. So, but that's kind of that's the room in a nutshell. Is there anything anybody wants to do else in here before you watch the monks starting to pack up their stuff? It looks like Tash maybe picked up a trinket here or there amongst the refuse.
Who had the box?
Shard has no interest. What's that?
Who had the box?
That would be you know.
You know. You have a box that's locked?
I mean, I have a box, and it is currently locked, but it does not have to stay that way.
No, it doesn't have to stay
I
that
have
way.
very many magic spells that could open this.
I could also do it myself. It's up to you.
All right, I'll give you the box. You can play around with it.
I will check it for traps.
Very good. Let's have a trap check.
It's investigation, I believe. 29.
Yeah. Not only is it not trapped, it's barely locked. You feel like you could, take a piece of wire and get up there and just poke the tumbler loose.
Okay. Well,
And it's like a cheap little chest, little box. It's like made of like pressed like sheet metal. It's not a lot of craftsmanship to it.
okay. Do I even bother rolling a sleight of hand check, or?
Yeah, go ahead. It's still locked. It's just a very low DC.
34.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you kind of look up and like blow air into it and knock it loose. But easily done with your thieves' tools. Kind of like flick the little latch to the side, and the lid opens easily. Inside is what's that?
I said I hand it back to you.
Yeah, you kind of like pop it loose. You don't swing the lid open, but it's now open, ready to go. Inside is kind of a dark purple, old, very dusty. Looks like there's some mildew damage, like purple velvet affixed to the inside of this box. It's real. The velvet is real crunchy and dehydrated, and inside, as you kind of, as a matter of fact, as you sort of like unfold this velvet away from whatever's in there, it cracks and kind of falls into 3 pieces, revealing what looks like a small black onyx bullet. It's a little small onyx bullet inside of this box, and as a matter of fact, it's packaged in a way that you didn't really notice that it's actually 2 little bullets. It's tapered on either end, and it looked like it was connected in the middle, but the way they sit, It's actually 2 little thingies.
Okay.
So that is what Yuno finds in the box. The temple monks they give Maven sort of a shoulder tap, and it looks like Shard's going to pull out some rope, throw it up to the wherever, and let's fix it. And he's going to start climbing out.
I mean, didn't we just come down a little pathway to come into here?
Yeah, it's not easy to get down here, is all.
Okay.
In fact, I'm pretty sure one of you guys fell.
2 of us fell.
Yeah, it's not easy to get up and down here, there, Baranor. Not everybody could be a wall spelunking half elf.
Baranor just hovers a foot off the ground with the little wings on his boots flapping.
Yeah. How long does that last?
An hour.
Wow. Yeah, so those of you who are in mid-flight, or perhaps that hasn't run out yet, because you guys are going to be down here longer than 10 minutes, so anything that lasts 10 minutes is going to cancel out. Obviously, you can hover at will, but only a few inches off the ground. I'm sure your flight, Kirbish, is over.
Oh, yeah, but it's been 10 minutes.
Yeah, so what do you guys do? Daunt is going to kind of muster up with the rest of the group and just sort of look at all of you as if to say, what's the next move? It looks like he's kind of wiping his hands and stuff like that.
Let's go back to the monastery.
All right. I will need a perception check at advantage as you scale the mountain after emerging from this cave. Having really learned not too much about what it's doing here, who else had been, obviously you saw some of the humanoid shapes that it took, and, based on how this thing works, those were either victims or the memories of their victims. And you just kind of make your way out of the cave, having completely defeated it. It looks like there's no trace of it left running out of the cave or snaking through the forest. It's been extinguished. With a 33 to 27, you guys are on a high alert, both at the front of the party and at the rear. You don't notice anything particularly interesting other than, some of you are wearing armor, so you're not the quietest in the world, so the forest animals tend to give you guys a wide berth. After a few hours, you get back to the keep, the temple, and standing at the gates is a different guard. Looks like you guys are here on Akiva's off shift, but they recognize all of you, especially Shard and Tosh and Maven, and grant you entry. And as it is the late evening hours, it looks like you may have missed dinner. So you're kind of on your own recognizance for an evening meal. But the monks receive you all, and you see Shard get surrounded by 3 or 4 monks, and he kind of whispers to them. Daunt is walking next to Iona, and Iona, as you look, you see a kind of a flurry of yellow fabric as you turn and look, and there's now a bald, middle-aged, kind of light-skinned Asian man who doesn't look as much as Master Zhang Wen as you'd think, but he's missing a mustache. He's got kind of a head tattoo, though. And he just kind of toddles along behind you all. So, does anybody wish to end the evening in any particular way before the morning comes, and with it, your ride across the ocean of souls?
Guys, we really went through it today, didn't we?
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I thought somebody was actually in trouble.
No, nobody's holding that against you.
Just we've been rescuing people and coming to people's aid so much. Just kind of felt like the right thing to do.
Oh, yeah. I tell you one thing, though. This group's got so much trauma, that fucker was stretched really thin, wasn't he?
Felt like a class reunion coming.
Jesus Christ.
I'm calling it the memory devourer.
Yeah.
Daunt steps forward. Seems like a fitting name.
Yeah.
It devours your memory and uses it against you.
Certainly did.
Well, in this group, it found a buffet.
Yeah, Daunt just sort of spins around and he's like, yeah, can we talk about that for a minute? I don't feel like it was that bad when I was with you.
Oh, must be freaking nice.
Yeah.
Mean men. We fought what? We fought an alligator and we fought forest creatures and some trolls. Some bad guys here, bad guys there, nothing crazy.
Yeah, it
What'd
got
you
real
say?
bad after you left.
Well, I'm glad to see you chaps have improved, gotten better with time and experience in the world. It's makes me feel better traveling with the likes of you. You're practically legends.
Just simple men and women trying to make our lives
In the universe.
Yeah.
No more than any other ordinary adventurers with balls of steel, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
But I look over to Yuno, and I will take that necklace that we looted and kind of discreetly. It's like, this thing looks a little bit too nice and shiny to be non-magical. Can you check this over to see?
Do the thing.
I'll cast Detect Magic.
So you have 3 objects with you, actually. Are you guys just doing this like on the steps of the temple? Are you making your way back into a more cozy sort of environs? Are you all sitting around the dining hall table? Where are we doing this at?
Maybe one of the common rooms. In our own little area there in a common room.
Okay. All right, so you have 3 charges and you have 3 interesting objects.
Well, I'm starting with Detect Magic to see if they're even magical.
Good call. They are. You see your pockets light up like a Christmas tree. You also see, every time you do this this is canon now. Every time you do Detect Magic and you're near Kravish, you are blinded by his armor. Because not only does Mithril reflect light, it also reflects magic in this way. So it's like, you can always see where the hell Kravish is, because if you if you pop that and he's behind a box, it'll light up behind him. So yeah, you see everything that you've brought out that was of serious interest. Maven's little dagger, the little box with the bullets. The box is not magical. The little tiny bullets are. And this diamond necklace. They all light up. Okay. So the diamond necklace is very simple. It is a abjuration charm. Enchantment. And what it does is it allows you to raise your AC by 1. And at the beginning of every turn, it constantly feeds you vitality. So you get to roll a d4 for every 10 levels or excuse me, for every 4 levels of the character who's wearing it, you get to roll a d4 and get that back in hit points at the start of your turn. It requires attunement.
Oof.
Oh, that's nice. Are we gonna do rock, paper, scissors for it?
I think you should fight for it.
Use his sleight of hand.
I
It's
say-
like, what kind of
You know what are you worried about? You're never in a position to take any damage.
Baranor's sleight of hand. You know, sleight of hand to it.
I counterspell you.
All of us all go.
Yeah. The bullets are weird. The bullets are part of a magical essence that you don't recognize. These could be very, very old. You don't understand its nature. The most I'll give you, because you're very perceptive in magic, is that there is some kind of plane shift going on, but it's not. You're not getting the feeling that you got when you had the rod of planar shift in your hands. This is different. It's almost like its effect either draws its power from a different dimension or has power that goes to another dimension. You're not sure. Something like that, but you can't tell what it is.
Great.
The punch
Not
dagger.
as time I know. It doesn't know what it is. Fabulous.
The punch dagger is rather brilliant. The fact that Maven grabbed it is even more brilliant. It is a definitely would be used for monks if this monk liked to use blades. Not sure if how Maven feels about it, but it is a punch dagger. It is designed to be held even when you are technically unarmed, and you can hold it while you hold a quarterstaff. It forms to your hand that well. So what I'm saying is you can have a quarterstaff in your hand, fight with that, and then make unarmed strikes and add 2d4 of piercing damage to it.
Ooh.
That 2d4 piercing damage feels like enhanced. You don't get a feeling that this thing has any extra type of damage. The piercing damage feels high. 2d4 is pretty high for a little tiny punching dagger, and as you kind of like hold it, you can feel now as you run your finger across the little, it's like a shark tooth, if the shark tooth was like perfectly symmetrical. It's vibrating a little on the edge, just a little bit. And that makes it really, really sharp.
I love it.
That's it.
Cool.
That is
What
you
are
get out
the
of that.
attunement rules now?
You can have 3 pieces of something that helps with armor.
Mm-hmm.
You can have 2 non-armor pieces, which pretty much can do anything you want. And that's it. So you can have 5 pieces total.
Because right now I've got my armor, I've got Anthem's Edge, I've got the bracelet of Reaper's Bane, and I've got the boots of phasing.
You're attuned to those?
I'm attuned to the bracelet, to Anthem's Edge, and to the armor.
Oh yeah, the boots aren't a slot. Those are free.
Oh, they do not require attunement?
I don't know. What does it say? Are you looking at the card? Let's see. Oh, got too much stuff open. Did I delete Boots of Phasing?
No.
Did I think that
It
you
says
got rid of
attunement
them?
required. It says attunement required.
Okay. You're right. You never use those. You should get rid of them. You don't use them. I don't care if you could spend a short rest detuning and attuning.
Yeah, good. Let me
Do it before bed.
Sure. So it'll be okay for me to have that necklace.
Slick, dude. Real slick.
I say it's hand-to-hand combat, and whoever wins gets it.
And Daunt's gonna jump in and say, "Wins my heart." Oh,
No, Daunt.
and he's like, "Listen, lady, nobody's gonna tell me who doesn't win my heart."
Pretty sure I get to say that I don't.
All right. Boots of
All right, well-
phasing are up for grabs. You may use them or sell them. Party's discretion.
Anybody have a heart on the boots of phasing?
I already got some pretty good boots.
I don't know what they do. I'm driving, so I can't look them up.
Okay.
Okay. Donning these magical leather boots grants its wearer the ability to cease to exist. The longer they remain donned, the longer the blink ability can be extended. Once blinked, the wearer may choose an unoccupied space 40 feet away and reappear. Attunement required.
I think I'm good.
Me too.
Yeah. Daunt's gonna respectfully decline. He kind of kicks his pirate boots. He's like, I like my kicks. You should sell it though. They look expensive.
Probably could. Iona?
I think Iona's already got fancy boots, which I'm looking up the description of, but I'm not sure if they're actually in the magic item chat. So I'm looking to see.
Okay.
I think I definitely sent them to you.
Yeah, you send them to me. I'm just.
Okay. Well, if you want to post those in the magic item chat, that goes for anybody else that may have an item card that is not in here that we definitely have not sold off.
Yeah,
Feel free to post it.
I keep my boots of wandering mist because they can get me a bit further and they give me disadvantage in attacks against me right after I've used them, which Iona likes. So she will keep her own boots.
Okay. But everybody wants the damn necklace.
I'm gonna say it's pretty compelling for you to be curious about the two little black bullets. The box they're in is useless.
Some cat might like that box.
Yuno's going to
I'm gonna-
huck the box. Just fucking
Flick it.
That's a perfectly
hand
good
shoved
box.
against the wall.
But yeah, as the top flops off like a phone case, Curvish, you notice it is indeed not a perfectly good box.
It is not a perfectly good box. Okay.
It's pretty cheap,
Okay, so it's a bad
and
box.
it's like old. It's very old.
It smells bad.
Yeah,
Got a little must to it.
yeah. It's got a centipede living in it.
Absolutely not. We're not keeping that.
All right. The night does come to an end. You are all obviously already in the common room. It's a pretty easy breezy night. It takes a little bit of time for you guys to fall asleep in your various alcoves and bunks and rooms and such. Tash eventually bids you goodnight, Maven. She kind of gives you a pat on the butt as a way to say, "Hey, good job out there." And Shard kind of stops in your doorway and leans against the threshold a little bit. He's got a hunch a bit, and he's like, "Some of those things down there, I heard they it's turned into people you've met in the past.
Oh yeah.
You doing all right with that?"
Yeah, I'm okay.
I can
Hey,
feel
bud.
your mind. It's quiet, which is good considering what they said you saw.
It gets easier with time, so Thankfully, it's been a little while.
He just kind of shifts his weight. He's got his arms folded under his armpits, and he just kind of rocks a little and says, "Sounds like we don't have a lot of time."
We leave in the morning.
Well, what I mean is, all of us, we've got... Well, seems like time is running out. I mean, you know what's going on with Master Zhang Wen, right?
Only to a certain extent. Only what I saw. I don't know any details. What's up?
Well, what did you see?
He's aged quite a bit since the last time I was here. In an unnerving kind of way.
I think the word you mean is frail.
Frail is good. Frail is fair word.
Well, he's always enjoyed the form of the little tottering old man, shuffling along on his feet, enjoying the cherry blossom trees and the view of the ocean while he leans on his cane. He's been that way for years.
Yeah.
This is
Only
different.
that minute. Yeah.
Well, get some sleep, and good luck on your journey in the morning. Your transport, I believe, is due to arrive at first light, and
Yeah.
from what I hear, she's a fast ship.
That's good.
Well, I'll be out quite early in the morning with the new recruits. We've got to scout the new hiking trail and make sure there aren't any crazy creatures lurking about.
Well, if anybody can lead them properly, it's going to be you.
Oh, you know me. I love a good run in the morning. And he's going to pull you in for a familiar full find hug. And just wrap his arms around you. Not in a, I'm going to squeeze the life out of you. He knows how big and strong he is. But he pulls you close, he gives you a pat. You feel the warmth from his body long enough, and then he pulls away, gives your shoulder a little tap, and nods to all the rest of you, and he's going to turn and walk down the hallway.
Turns and walks away. She'll just smile after him and shake her head.
What you hear in the morning is the squeaking and bleating of seagulls. You can hear it faintly.
Fuck that sound.
Oh, God.
And those of you who rise first, you can smell the salt air. As in the morning, it's always, there's dew, and it's still kind of late spring. So it's cold in the morning, and you hear the distant seagulls on the wind. They're far down the mountain, but they stay close, as seagulls do to where civilizations are. The sun comes up over the ridges to the south, as it does every morning, and bathes the temple in golden light at first, which brightens to a light yellow. The first 20-30 minutes of sunrise are met by many members of the temple who are already awake, probably while it was still dark, of course. Akiva walks with this huge, she's got a quarterstaff, which is less a quarterstaff and more just like a telephone pole. And she just crosses the quad with her, her kind of like just woke up. She looks like she's scratching the back of her head. She twirls this pole in her hand with a woof, woof, woof. And, first year, monk recruits kind of like get out of her way. She kind of like twists around and looks like she's making her way while she kind of munches on some kind of a bun. She makes her way to the front entrance of the temple wall. life is returning to the temple. Everyone seems to be waking up and either coming to or leaving the dining hall, getting some grub in them. If you're all interested, it's a very simple kind of oatmeal with some fruit. It's quite tasty. It fills you up. It's hot and warm and delicious. It's not great. It's made by a fryer.
It's open.
And on that note, the badger folk that you all drank with the other night is going to leave you with a castet of honey wine mead. So you guys have a little mini barrel about the size of a bread box. It's about as heavy as like a 5-gallon drum full of water, but it comes with 50 rations of mead.
Cool. Oh, by the way, did I get my mug back, Baranor?
Huh?
Did I get my mug back?
Your mug?
Yeah, the ever puke
yes.
and never puke. From the session before last, Joe had you lift them from me.
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
Oh, you mean this mug?
Yeah, that mug.
Tash comes out of her common room and has already made her way into yours and kind of, checks in with you, Maven, kind of see how you're doing. She's carrying your knapsack on her shoulder as she walks you out with, everybody else. And all of you gather. I mean, is there anything anybody wants to do first thing in the day? Let's just say that. For like the first hour before we move along.
I'm gonna pray.
Okay.
I would like to get.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. I said I would like to get one of the better braider people, and I would like to have them braid my hair back so that it is completely out of the way, especially if we're going to be on the open ocean. She doesn't want her very long hair to be flailing about. She wants a really tight, like, Dutch braids, 2 of them, one on either side, so that it doesn't get crazy.
Okay, yeah, easily done. There's a we'll do a whole braiding session the night before, and Tash gets her side she gets side braids, kind of like shaved sides, except it's just tightly Dutch braids along the side of her head, kind of giving her something of a mohawk that she flops her long hair down over on one side. And they're easily out of your way. They're not gonna, they kind of dangle a little behind your head and over your shoulders, but they're not gonna mess with your reach or anything.
That's inevitable with her hair.
Sure, of course.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
Baranor is going to pop out the pups and go for a walk in the woods with Luna, knowing that they're about to be on a boat for however long.
As you walk down the mountainside, you're wary of the sounds of screaming for sure.
Yeah.
Luna walks through the woods. You can feel like she slept it off. She feels better. But she has this persistent, like, whine, this moan. You're not sure why. She's been doing it for like the past few days.
Yeah.
And Fenrir is walking beside her, and she just kind of looks to the left, and you notice that Apollo is not really with you. As soon as he gets free, he tends to take off.
Yep.
He's bigger than Fenrir. He's not full grown, but he's not a little tiny spring chicken no more either.
Yeah.
And as you're walking down the hill, you look to the right, down the mountain, and you see the same thing that everybody else sees when they gather at the path that leads down the mountainside to the fishing village. You see a ship which looks like this. Blue sails, blue and gold trim, what looks like a falcon of some kind as a figurehead, and an imperial flag flying behind it. It's rather handsome. It's pretty far away, but you can see that there's quite a few people scurrying about on deck. You don't see any other really traveled vessels in the small fishing port. You see a lot of dinghies, a couple of big fishing trawlers, but you're not going across the ocean on a trawler.
Right.
And as you kind of look around the forest, you get the feeling that Luna is constantly kind of looking at Apollo, and she finally barks in his direction, and Fenrir barks in his direction too. And you get the feeling like, all right, it's time to go. It was nice out here, but we're leaving this morning. That's our ship. And Apollo appears. He kind of like bounds through the forest up an embankment and kind of emerges on like a Pride's Rock cliff overlooking all of you. And Luna just kind of looks up at him, and she just kind of whines and just kind of barks. And he looks down and he looks behind him, and he looks back down at you, and he scurries down the little hill and makes it to his mother, and he licks his mother's face, and she licks his, and he just kind of pushes Fenrir a little bit with his nose. He walks up to you and kind of orbits your ankles like a figure 8 between your legs, almost like a cat, but real fast, and bumps into him a little bit. Right. And then you hear this kind of faint howling behind him, way in the distance, and he snaps his gaze out that way. And he looks back up at you, and he darts up that hill once again, and he just kind of like, he whines at his mom and kind of barks in the air a little, like crooks his head in like a kind of a puppy way, and she just looks up at him, and she looks at you, and she starts whining, and he looks behind him again, and that sound, that howling is getting fainter. Something's moving away. and he starts to whine, and he kind of pats his feet. He looks down at his mother. He looks at you guys. He looks back where he was looking before. He doesn't quite know what to do. And Luna kind of steps forward, and she kind of sits right next to you and sort of leans her head on your hip. And then she looks up at Apollo, and she barks with authority. And Apollo looks down, doesn't say anything. And you can feel the tears start to well in your eyes as Apollo howls into the air above him and takes off behind him into the forest.
I'll reach down and just kind of pet Luna, understandingly. It's hard to let go.
The pup leaves. She howls a little into the air. Her voice cracks. She kind of like sits again. Fenrir kind of toddles over to his mom and like sits down and plops down and leans against her, not really understanding what's going on, but he also looks in the direction Apollo was and kind of barks into the air a little. And that's where we're going to end the session tonight.
Oh my god. Just keep losing them left and right. Scrolling up so fast.
Baranor, I would say you're definitely less heartbroken by this, knowing where he is.
Yeah.
He's a little further west than you were, but he's still in the Jasperwood.
Yeah.
And who knows, someday, maybe you'll run into him again and his new friends.
Yes.
But Apollo departs the mama, and Fenrir, being the runt, is still kind of attached at the hip, so. But that was awesome, and I just want to let everybody know that we are quickly approaching our 100th session. It's going to be great. And yeah, we'll go from there. But we're looking at the holidays. That was really fun, by the way. Awesome fight, you guys. Holy shit, that was so cool. I promise I'm done with trauma for a while.
Sure.
You don't.
I'll give you guys a break. No, I promise.
Indeed.
Scout's honor. I got 3 fingers in the air. Scout's honor.
Yeah.
So normally we would be looking at the 27th. Obviously, that is the weekend of Christmas. So we're going to skip that one and come back on January 10th. I can also understand if some of you, beginning of the year, sometimes stuff's going on. So just let me know if you're going to miss it. But I'm going to be online on the 10th. And just to give you guys an idea, we're going to break up the campaign a little before we really head towards the end. We're going to do a couple of one-shots next year. So be ready for that. I'll give you guys details. I don't know if we're going to revisit a universe we've been in before. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. So, but we will get to it when we get to it. And I will see you guys. Enjoy your holidays. Oh my God, I can't wait for the holiday memes.
Happy early Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Merry
And
Christmas.
I hope everybody has a really, really great 2 weeks. I can't believe Christmas is in 2 weeks. It's crazy. But enjoy yourselves. Stay safe. Come back to me, and we'll get on this ship and see what the hell's going on. So, see you guys in a month.
Bye.
Merry Christmas, Quantica.